moment, and it is a little bit slippery because there's no breeze. It's as still as it gets, and as a result, that dew is on the surface, so there'll be a bit of slipping and sliding. I think the key for Penrith over the last 2 weeks, the last 5 games, they've only conceded 58 points. So that's how they were when they were going really well in the previous 4 years. They've picked up the defence, and yeah, I'm with Louis. I don't know where Penrith's going to score their points, but I'm even more worried about South Sydney scoring points because they really struggle, and without those key players, they will not score points. And if the defence is all right, they'll be winning this Penrith.
So you're tipping Penrith. Louis always tip Penrith. Sometimes this year you've gone against the grain.
I think I had to go against them to get them a couple of wins. I did. And it worked in my favour, so I'll get Penrith tonight.
Yeah, I like Penrith too, but I do think they're going to have to really grind it out like we saw against Parramatta and the West Tigers at the start of this run. All right, here come the Rabbitohs, led out by Jack White and the fullback Alex Johnston, the wingers Isaiah Tass and Tyrone Munro, centres Ewan Aiken and Tallis Duncan, normally a back rower, 5'8" Jack White, and the halfback is Jamie Humphries. The lock, Lachlan Hubner, second row is Jacob Host and now Jai Arrow, front rowers Keone Kolomatangi and Tavita Totola, the hookers Saliva Havili, and off the bench Peter Mamazelis, Liam LeBlanc, Sean Kepi and Lewis Dodd, the Englishman, makes an appearance. The 18th man Thomas Fletcher, the coach Wayne Bennett. Here come the Panthers and their cheer squad cartwheeling their way onto the field. Mitch Kenny and Dylan Edwards lead them out, with Dylan Edwards the fullback, Thomas Jenkins and Brian To'o on the wing, centres Paul Alamotti and Casey McLean, 5'8" plays Talangi and the halfback Brad Schneider. The lock, Isaiah Papali'i was brilliant against Parramatta last week. Second rowers Luke Garner and Scott Sorensen, front rowers Lindsay Smith and Moses Liotta, hooker and co-captain Mitch Kenny, and the bench Liam Henry, Luren Patea, Matt Eisenhuth and Jack Cole, the 18th man Maverick guy, the coach Ivan Cleary. The referee is out there, that's Jared Sutton. The touch judges Casey Badger and our mate Zbigniew Chiglas-Radomski, with Chris Butler in the bunker.
Gotcha, mate.
After Cronulla's 31-18 win over the Sydney Roosters, Jared Sutton gets us underway as Penrith running right to left, defending the southern end of the ground. Kick off down to the goal line, and it's fielded by Jamie Humphries. He gives the left to Vita Totola, and a good strong run, but he's taken 15 out from his own line and 15 in from the western touchline by Sorensen. Play to Avili, goes left to Kolomatangi. He's been one shining light this year for South. Here is caught centre field at the northern end, 20 out from his own goal line by Kenny. Plays the ball to Avili, sends it left to Hubner, runs into 3 defenders, puts the ground. Moses Liotta involved, about 27 metres out from the goal line. Now Havili darts himself from dummy half, and he works his way into Luke Garner. Put to the ground, 12 short of halfway, 20 in from touch eastern side. South's getting first use of the footy here. Played to Humphries, goes right Kolomatangi. Isaiah Papali'i is there with Sorensen, still backing his way close to halfway, too shy, and he plays it on the last. Havili to the left, Humphries with the left foot kick. Down to the right winger, Brian To'o in the white headgear, takes it 17 out from his own line, gets into his traditional burrow stance, but Whiten's got him wrapped up. 16 out from the Penrith line and 12 in from the eastern touch line. First set goes by, no score. As now Penrith go left to Alamotti. He's swarmed upon. Kolomatangi was in there, so was Havili. 18 out from the Penrith line, played to Kenny. Goes left to Tom Jenkins. What a very impressive year he's having with Penrith. He's tackled 24 out from his own line. Over the top there came Jai Arrow. Kenny spins it away left to Papali'i, centre field. Havili's there with Humphries, and also over the top there was Totola. 31 out from the Penrith line. Kenny goes left to Lindsay Smith. He's knocked to the deck, 12 short of halfway, bringing up the last tackle for Penrith, and it's Schneider, the king game, rely on him, and he sends it down to the left wing, taken by Tass. 19 out from his own goal line, heads back to the 30, runs into Blaze Talangi, and Mitch Kenny 30 out from his own goal line. 2 minutes gone, Luke Lewis, no score here at Western Sydney Stadium.
Yeah, a couple of really simple sets there by both sides, getting through nicely and getting to their kick. I feel like if you were to give any team a little bit of an upper hand, to be South Sydney the way that they started. They got to halfway, they got a really good kick chase, and they dominated the tackle, so very good start by South.
8 short of halfway, Havili, blindside right to Arrow, nearly burst through them, taken over the top by Casey McLean after Talangi missed the tackle. 1 metre in Penrith territory. Havili goes left, Kolomatangi, strong run into Lindsay Smith, taken ball and all, 9 metres in Penrith's half, played on the last. Havili goes left, Humphries the kick from 40 metres out. To'o again the target, coming through Tass, To'o the catch, and hits the deck straight away. 19 out from his own line and 10 in from touch on that far or eastern side. And Host was one of 3 defenders in there. Now Alamotti got straight past Totola, who'd been charging through. 27 out from the Penrith line. Ball played Kenny. Goes open side left to Edwards. Plays out the back to Lungy. Then to Casey McLean. Beats one. Then gets the pass down to the left wing. Downfield they go, and they're a metre or 2 inside South Sydney territory. Ball's going to be played. That looks like Harrison Hassan on the field for Penrith. Oh no, it was Jenkins down that left wing. As now the Panthers are 11 metres in south half. Ball played Kenny, goes right, Papali'i away to Lindsay Smith. Centre field, knocked to the ground, 25 out from the south goal line. Last tackle, the ball played and it comes right to Schneider. Puts the kick up from 22 metres out. Alex Johnson, now it's tapped back by Alamotti to To'o. He put it on the floor with a kick and it's been knocked on in turn by Isaiah Tass. Little grubber kick, but now it's a penalty going to South Sydney. With the okay, so penalty's gone to South Sydney against Paul Alamotti. We've had 3.5 minutes of play, no score, and Souths will get a get out of jail free card. Let's check in on the touchline. Johnny Gibbs.
Well, that was some expensive play there for Penrith to get down the other end of the field, and they shifted the ball. Casey McLean got the ball, and he was looking for Thomas Jenkins on his outside. They formed a dynamic left-hand side combination, but it went to Scott Sorensen. I don't know what he was doing out there. They needed someone faster.
Sorrow's hair colour confused me completely. 10 short of halfway south. Havili sends the ball open side right as they work it within 4 metres of halfway in centre field. Dummy half of Havili goes to his right side. This time it's Hubner stepping into Leota and Smith, and great leg drive. Gets 9 metres in south territory. Now played Havili. Comes to the right to Humphries. Runs on the line. Dummies goes himself, but he beats it to Lungy. Taken now by Sorensen. 30 out from the Penrith line. Havili sends the left column Matangi. Dummies his way into Kenny and through him, but ricochets into Papali'i. 22 out. Last tackle South, right in front of the southern post. Havili to the right. Humphries with a kick from 19 out. It's a dink kick over the top. Up goes Jenkins with a great catch. 9 out from the Penrith line. No score after 5 minutes, but definitely feel in the early stages South Sydney looked the sharper of the two. Here's a penalty though against South Sydney for inside the 10. Penalty goes to Penrith. 20 out from their own line. No score.
No, you're right. I feel like Penrith are a little bit flat at the moment. There's a lot of space around the middle of the field as well. There's a lot of gaps starting to open up. If the South Sydney can just get that ball to where it needs to get to, but they've got to continue to build this game. It's only, 6 minutes in, and that's what you need to do. You can't take every option early, but good start by South Sydney.
So now the tap taken, and Sorensen hits it up, claims 7 metres short of halfway. Around the grounds, first quarter of AFL at the Gabba. Brisbane Lions 14, leading Western Bulldogs 12, and that's second against 9th. So now the Panthers. Papali'i 5 metres in South territory. 20 in from touch western side. Kenny goes right. Smith away. Schneider turns it in. Garner. Straight pass, one over the 30. Takes on Johnston. And a great tackle to bring him down 21 metres out with help from Tallis Duncan. It's played now. They come to the left. Kenny to Schneider. Then centre field. Smith away to Papali'i. And Isaiah's taken by Hubner over the top with 2 others. 11 out. Right in front of the northern goalpost. The ball played Kenny. Look left. Goes right to Lindsay Smith. Runs around in circles. Back to the left. Papali'i away to Schneider. Dummies inside. Goes outside to Talangi. The pass is a shot straight through the legs of Tom Jenkins. Talangi claiming it was touched in flight, but it was not. It was just a horrible pass from Talangi. So the Rabbitohs will have a changeover. 10 out from their own line. 6.5 minutes gone. Penrith and South Sydney no score after a great break was made in that set by Luke Garner.
Yeah, you're right. It was Talangi. He gets a little bit of space. He thinks he's going to be able to get a 2-on-1 and flick that pass to Garner, but he gets tied up nicely from the inside. And as he goes to throw that pass out, the arm comes over the top and tackles Talangi, and that's what that forced the error. But good defence there by South Sydney in there.
So now the Rabbitohs, Tallis Duncan takes it outside his 20, centre field, 22 out from his own line, plays it to Havili, sends the ball to the right edge this time. And Totola caught 33 out from his own line by Talangi. Now played Havili, goes left, Hubner away, through hands, Whiten, got it to Johnston joining the line, but dragged to the ground. 2 short of halfway, 15 in from the eastern touchline, 7 minutes gone in a scoreless start. Friday night footy on ABC Sport. Hubner to the right, Humphries, turns it into Arrow, he straightens into Sorensen, and put to the ground with help from Leota. 9 metres in Penrith territory on the last. Short side right to Humphries, the kick from 40 metres out. Down to Dylan Edwards, drifts to his left, takes it on the full 6 out from his own goal line, then runs right across field, and he's easily picked off. No, he beats the tackle, Dylan Edwards. Beats another one. What a great run from Dylan Edwards. It looked like he'd just given up on the play. Ends up beating two and gets to his own 20 before being tackled by Arrow and Humphries. Plays it to Talangi. Goes left Jenkins. He scored 26 out from his own goal line. Penrith goes against South Sydney. And there's zero signal from Jared Sutton, but a penalty to the Panthers. 2-1 the penalties in favour of Penrith. 8 gone, no score. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, that was good work there by South Sydney, but they've let Penrith get out of their own territory comfortably on a couple of occasions. Here's Jenkins picking the ball up. He scored 9 tries in his last 8 games, and he didn't score any in his first 6.
Incredible. Incredible run. Here's Penrith from the tap, and they have it about 35 metres out from the south line. Sorensen plays it, comes right, Kenny to Papali'i, and Isaiah's over to 30, into Totola, Humphries and Kolomatangi. Tackled 25 out from the Rabbitohs goal line. Mitch Kenny dummy half. He sends it right to Lindsay Smith. Back on the inside, Moses Leota, and he's beautifully taken by Totola. 20 out right in front of the northern post. Avili was in there as well. Now to the left, Schneider. Back on the inside to Sorensen. Totola comes across in defence to make the tackle with Avili. 10 out from the Rabbitohs goal line. No score. Penrith attack. Comes right to Lindsay Smith. Flick passes. He was tackled to Schneider. Then back to the right. Garner to Edwards. They've got the numbers here. It comes across right to To'o, but he's caught 5 metres out running off Alamotti. Good covering defence there by South. Bring up the last. Alamotti dummy half. Goes left. Schneider puts in the kick. Coming through McLean. The ball is tapped back. Talangi can't handle it. Tips it back. Long ball from Lindsay Smith to Jenkins. It's a race for the goal line. Jenkins beats Munro and he's over to score. Did he get it down? The referee not sure. We go to the bunker.
Confirm that Thomas Jenkins drops the ball over the line, mate.
9 minutes 16 gone, and Louis, as soon as Jenkins hit the dead, you were signalling to me a knock on. As we get the head on replay, Tyrone Munro came over. One-handed.
Thomas Jenkins, Louis all over the goal line. We have a decision.
Yeah, good quick bunker call. And you were right too, Louis, from a lot further away.
Yeah, no, you could see the ball come loose. There was a big effort there by South Sydney to come across. I think it was Munro that actually stops him and puts in a big play. And it was just that Jenkins, I reckon Jenkins should have come off his left foot. He might have got him on the inside. There wasn't a whole heap of defence coming, but he backed himself to go to that corner, and good try saved there.
It's a 7 tackle set for South, and on play 2, Tallis Duncan scored 15 short of halfway. Plays the ball to Avili. Goes left edge to Jacob Host. He's taken 7 short of halfway and 14 in from the eastern touchline. Plays the ball to Havili. Flat pass goes right to Hubner. Hubner runs into Leota and co, and he's wrapped up 4 metres in Penrith's half. 19 in from the eastern touchline. Now Havili, right to Kolomatangi to Humphries to Johnston. Takes on the defence and McLean beats him, beats Talangi. One-handed pass back to Humphries, wrapped up by Smith and Papali'i. 29 out from the Penrith line. 19 in from the western touchline. No score after 10 minutes of play. Entertaining stuff here. Jack White and dummies goes himself into Schneider and wrapped up 21 out from the line. 20 in from touch eastern side. Now the last for the Rabbitohs. Savili goes right. Humphries the kick from 21 metres out. Down to the wing of Jenkins again. Up they go. Casey McLean got in front of everyone with a great catch. Managed to get past one, and he's wrapped up 11 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball out of dummy half to Lungy, and he's caught and pushed back about 17 out from his own line. Some heavy work coming in there from Ewan Aiken. Played to Jenkins. Straightens into Hubner. And also there to Tola. 26 out from the Penrith line. No score. Panthers with it. Kenny goes right to Toho. Toho right foot step. Put to the ground there by Arrow. Also in there was Kolomatangi and Havili. Schneider. He kicks after 4 tackles. Goes beyond Tyrone Munro, but he fields it on the bounce. 22 out from his own line. Brings it over the 30 into Sorensen and Papali'i. And drag back a little. He'll play at 33 out from his own line. 11 gone. And then there's no score on the board. South Sydney with the footy is the tackle made here on Aiken, 12 short of halfway. Earlier, Cronulla Sutherland 31 defeated the Roosters 18 at Shark Park. Now it's Arrow on the right edge for South Sydney. Good post contact meters into Smith to Lungy, and one of the defender Papali'i, 2 short of halfway. Played Havili. Goes left Kolomatangi, then on to White, the Host. Host is wrapped up 4 metres in Penrith's half. 15 in from touch on the eastern side. Dummy half is Johnston. Goes right Kolomatangi, right up the middle, Keon, and stands in the tackle. 37 out from the Penrith line, bringing up the last. Havili goes left to White, runs to the line and drills a kick along the ground straight over the dead ball line. And that would be a finalist in worst kick of the year. 20-metre tap for Penrith. 7 tackles set. No score after a dozen minutes. John Gibbs is on the touchline.
Well, when you played 276 games, you shouldn't be doing that. That was letting the pressure off quite comfortably again. Both sides getting up the other end of the field, okay, but with the person lights out, they just like the finesse.
Yeah, very much so. Here's To'o on play 2 for Penrith. He's caught on his own 30. Dummy half Kenny. He sends the ball to the right edge, Leota. Wrapped up 10 short of halfway and 10 in from touch on the eastern side. You're with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore. Friday night footy here on ABC Sport as Penrith have it. A metre short of halfway, getting to his feet and playing the ball there was Garner. Comes to the left, Smith away. Schneider on the inside, Sorensen. You can hear the grunt from the contact of Totola and also Arrow. 7 metres in Penrith's half. Kenny goes right, Papali'i. Straight up the middle into Totola and Arrow. Caught 30 out from the south goal line. Last tackle, no score. Kenny goes right to Schneider. The kick from 29 metres out to the left wing of Tass against To'o. Up they go. To'o got the tap. Back to Alamotti. He chips and chases. Heading there, he got there first. Alamotti, a bit of individual brilliance. Try awarded. What a chip and chase from Paul Alamotti. And Penrith score first after 13 minutes and 10 seconds. Penrith 4, South Sydney 0. What a play by Alamotti.
I don't want to write it in just yet because I was just watching the kick chase. They might be offside on the kick chase. I hope I'm wrong, but that is brilliant skill here from the Panthers. And Alamotti, as he gets the ball, there we go. Here's the chase. Oh, it's To'o. I feel like To'o's off a little bit there.
No, I'm with you. I think if anyone's offside, it's To'o. I think Alamotti's okay. This is from the first kick from Schneider. Down to the winger by Isaiah Tass, and it's To'o who knocked it into the body of Tallis Duncan.
The only good thing is they're not going back and showing it for the Panthers. If you're a Penrith supporter there.
14 minutes gone.
What about the skill there from Ella? And the speed to get that ball down.
It's a guy who couldn't get back into first grade as of a week or two ago. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, they might be looking at some other vision that we can't see, but with the white headgear, he did look like he was fairly prominent, didn't he, in front of the ball, possibly. But the angle now, they're looking at it, but the ball went backwards, there's no doubt about it. And he's not in the way. That was good work for To'o to get it back, and they're going to go through to the grounding, so I think it's going to be a try. I think it'll be confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed, and Dylan Edwards is ready to take the kick. 20 metres out, 11 in from the eastern touchline. Penrith 4, South 0. 14 minutes 30 gone. Edwards. Can be good, can be iffy. Bit like Paul Alamotti, the other backup kicker for Penrith. Let's see what he's got, Dylan Edwards. He moves in with the right boot. He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He absolutely drilled that. So it's Penrith off to the start, leading South Sydney by 6 points to 0 after Cronulla 31 defeated the Roosters 18. I'll get your text in a moment. Around the grounds in the AFL, quarter time at the Gabba. Brisbane Lions 14, leading the Western Bulldogs 13. All right, on the text line, always a pleasure to listen to you guys. Bunnies might be able to do what Penrith did in New Zealand, says Dave. Good evening, gentlemen. Happy Rugby League. Walking the dogs in the rain. Not looking forward to my mob against the Dogs tomorrow. Thanks for the great call tonight. Take care. Thank you, Juan.
Where's Juan at? It was raining.
In Jimboobland. Here's the restart.
Further away than here.
You've spent a bit of time there?
No, but it just feels like it's further away from here.
Schneider goes left to Leota, who's caught 13 out from his own line. Evening, Maury Louie in the Book of Knowledge, JG. Feel for the Bunnies with their injuries, but them's the breaks. Panthers by 32, reckons Dubbo Dragon. So now Penrith, 22 out from their own goal line. Papali'i plays it to Kenny. Goes left, Smith, short ball, Sorensen. Runs into Humphreys. And also there is Ewan Aiken. And over the top to Vita Totola. 26 out from the Penrith line. Panthers up 6-0. Lindsay Smith takes it on up the centre. Into the defence of Arrow. Totola and Colomatung. He stands in the tackle, 14 short of halfway. Now Kenny goes right to Dylan Edwards. And he runs straight into Hubner. Tackles 5 or 6 short of halfway. Bring up the last. And Kenny goes right to Schneider. Kicks from 4 short of halfway. Straight down the throat of Alex Johnston. Fields at 16 out from his own line. Gets up to the 30. Runs into the defence of Talangi, Smith and Papali'i. And that's where he played centre field. 30 out from his own line. 15 minutes 40 gone here at Western Sydney Stadium with Penrith 6 leading South Sydney 0. As now Tyrone Munro at first receiver. Caught by Kenny. 14 short of halfway. Play to Bealey. Sends it open side left. And Aiken tackled 7 metres short of halfway. Lindsay Smith there again with Papali'i. Dummy half of Ely. Goes left on the open side. Kolomatangi White to Host. Nearly break the defensive line. Put down though, 5 metres in Penrith's half. 20 in from touch far side. Dummy half of Ely. Goes right Kolomatangi. Dummied inside. Then shrugs it off and heads into Smith. And Papali'i in tackle. 35 out from the goal line. Last play Rabbitohs. Havili to the left. A kick from Humphrey. 35 metres out. Coming down to To'o. Up he goes. Great catch, To'o. And he was out-leaping 3 Rabbitohs and then makes a bit of a break. Runs over 1. Step past Arrow. Comes back at him 12 short of halfway. Brilliant skills, Brian To'o. He plays it to Edwards. He'll tuck it under the arm. Then goes left away to Casey McLean. Winds up Kolomatangi. Ball away to Jenkins. Spins away from Munro. He's over the 30. Edwards backing up. He goes to his right on the outside and Dylan Edwards streaks away to score untouched. Gee, there was some ordinary defence. Keon Kolomatangi got caught defending at right centre for South Sydney. Munro missed a tackle. Great backing up from Dylan Edwards. 17 minutes gone now. Penrith 10, South Sydney 0.
Now, we just put this down to Brian To'o's catch, then his carry, and his fight to play the ball, and then gets that opportunity over on this left edge, and then Dylan Edwards just comes out from dummy half, and McLean just simply, just one-on-one, it'll skip out, and then Jenkins just uses his strength and his speed, pushes over Munro like he was a little kid, and then the next thing you know, it's a 2-on-1, and Dylan Edwards, the guy who started the raid from dummy half, is pushing up and scores a great try, does a little bit of a try celebration. Oh, it is maybe a little bit of a,
Like he was doing.
genie, a genie thing.
Yeah, mate.
A little bit of yoga maybe.
Yeah, just doing yoga with his legs crossed, his hands out, touchline, John Gibbs.
And they just had a bit of a hug there, Dylan Edwards and also Brian To'o, because it was To'o's carry, that's right. But I think there's your answer. Tom Jenkins should have been taking on Tyrone Munro. He gave him every hope when he went for the corner. If he stepped inside, particularly on the ground that's slippery, he was going to burn him. On that occasion, he owed him one, and Tom Jenkins gave him the big don't argue, backing up Dylan Edwards on the inside. That's a great start to Penrith now after they're a little bit dodgy.
Yeah, they haven't started games as well as they've finished them, but here they are after 18 minutes, leading 10-0, and Dylan Edwards 11 metres out, 4 or 5 metres to the left of the post with a virtual gimme to put them up by 12. 2 tries in 3 minutes. Alamotti and now Edwards, who comes in with the right boot and converts his own try. He's 2 out of 2. Penrith 12, South Sydney 0 here at Western Sydney Stadium after 18 and a half minutes. Brian from your minor, Jai Gray is a better fullback than Latrell, so where is he? He's injured at the moment, Jai Gray. Brian and unavailable. Andrew and the odd couple, great near the A team tonight. Hopefully a good game, but I think the Panthers should get the chocolates, says Craig from Foster. Dion, thank you for your message as always. Kylie says, Andrew, looking forward to the call tonight as I continue my Queensland road trip. Visited Thursday Island and the tip of Cape York and sent 2 postcards. Good on you, Kylie, and nice to see those photos you sent too. Looks magnificent. Kick-off. Fielded 4 metres out from the goal line. Schneider gets it left away to Moses Liotta and going to be tackled 13 out from his own line. Great start, Penrith, in pursuit of a 6th straight win. Schneider goes left to Lungy, takes on the defence, but cut down 18 out from his own goal line by Ewan Aiken. Now McLean out of dummy half, dragged down by the same defender. 23 out from his own line. Played to Kenny. Cut out ball goes right to Papali'i. Right foot step into Havili. Kolomatangi. Tackled 33 out from the Penrith line. Also in there was Host. Now get out of jail kick here from Blaze Talangi to stop. Out on the foot. So it's going to be a change over to South Sydney with Blaze Talangi, who just hands possession back to the Rabbitohs. 33 out from the Penrith line. It is 12-0 Penrith though, 19 minutes gone.
Yeah, he tried a little bit too hard there, Talangi. He wanted to go for the 40-20. He tried to give it a little bit more of a hook, but he gave it way too much. Went out in the full. But I like that shift that they come up with early in that very first play there, the Panthers. They set up the short side perfectly. They got into the 3 and 4 men, which is a half and the back rower, and they had 2 forwards down the short side. They had 4 attacking players. They had to go there, but they missed the jump.
Here's a great run to Tola. Gets to within 20 metres of the Penrith goal line. And a set restart as well. Given away by Lindsay Smith. Nothing terribly new there. So the Rabbitohs on play 1 now. 12 metres out from the Penrith line. The ball's played by Hubner to Havili. Goes left, Kolomatangi away to Whiten. Cut out ball's a terrible pass, but it's good hands to dive on the ball 13 metres out from the goal line. Ended up being a tremendous catch over there by Alex Johnston, joining the line from fullback after the poor Whiten pass. Now an inside ball from Kolomatangi to Totola. He's tackled, 7 out from the Penrith line. Penrith 12, South 0, Rabbitohs attack. Havili dummies goes himself, then turns the ball into White and sends it over to the right to Kolomatangi to Humphries, then to Johnston, looking to grab the overlap to Ewan Aiken. Flick pass away to Munro near the touchline. Jenkins comes at him, let him go. Lindsay Smith is there though with Leota and Kenny 10 metres out. 20 from touch western side. 2 tackles left South who trailed 12 block. Humphries dummy half. To the left, Kolomatangi to Whiten. Dummies goes himself, knocked to the deck by Papali'i over the top. 9 out from the goal line. Last play. Havili goes right. Kolomatangi dropped it. Picked up by Humphries. Put in a little stab kick and scooped up by Dylan Edwards, who nearly broke free. But he's tackled 17 now from his own goal line. Penrith leading 12-0 with a footy back after almost 21 minutes of play. Is now To'o up the centre. Gets to within a metre of the 30-metre line. His own territory. Caught by Totola and Havili. Played to Kenny. Goes right to Alamotti. And he managed to beat the defensive host, who comes back at him with Tallis Duncan. And one other defender there, about 8 metres short of halfway, Whiten. Played to Kenny. Goes to the open side left. Garner caught a metre in South half. Kenny sends it left to Smith, plays out the back to Schneider, was all in slow-mo and read brilliantly by Humphries in defence to make the tackle. 4 metres in South territory. Last play, Talangi puts up a kick to the northwest corner. Coming through Jenkins against Johnston. He tapped it back to McLean. McLean throws one out the back, straight back to South Sydney. And the Bunnies come away with the 13 out from their own line. It looked like it was brilliantly done, but then McLean panicked and threw the ball straight to Ewan Aiken.
How good is Jenkins? Seriously. The way that he carries the ball out of his own end, the way that he competes on those plays, he's strong, he's got a great fend. He come up with a big play there, and they almost scored the Panthers off him.
Here's a good run by Arrow, straight over the top of Talangi, caught on his own 30, played to Peter Mamazelis, who's just come onto the field. He sends the ball away, open side left to South Sydney, 4 short of halfway. Another interchange coming on, Sean Kepi now for South. Mamazelis goes right to Humphries, hop, skip and a jump, turned it in for Johnston, but Alex Johnston's on his back, 8 metres in Penrith half. Last tackle, South trailing 12-0, 18 minutes left in the half. It comes to the right, Humphries the kick from 41 metres out, this time down to Dylan Edwards. Edwards takes it, 11 out from his own line, got past Kolomatangi, and he's cleaned up by Aiken, 15 out from his own goal line. 12 block Panthers lead. Dummy half Talangi, goes open side right to Jenkins. Jenkins burrows his way to the 20-metre line. Centre field, southern end. Round the grounds AFL. Brisbane Lions 20, now leading the Western Bulldogs 13. To'o gets absolutely dealt with there. Terrific defence coming in. 23 metres out from the goal line was Hubner and Mamazelis. Now Papali'i to the left, Sorensen. But there's a really good defensive set from South. Sorensen's wrapped up. 28 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball western side. Kenny to Papali'i. They're going nowhere here in this set, Penrith. And Papali'i going maybe 2 metres. Plays it on the last outside the 30. And then a good kick from Schneider. It's a shallow, yucky looking thing. Wobbles down over the 30. Bounces to Tass. 25 out from his own goal line. Takes on Alamotti and Garner and put to the ground just outside his 30. We've had 23 minutes. Penrith 12, South 0. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, this is where they're missing the kicking of Nathan Cleary, because that kick from Brad Schneider, he put everything into it, but it had no meat and potatoes whatsoever. It was a very ordinary kick.
There's a lack of sustainable dinner there.
I would have minded some meat and potatoes.
Yeah, always. Ball played by Aiken, 10 short of halfway. Comes left, Kolomatangi to White, and then away to Johnston. And rushing at him to make the tackle was Alamotti. He came up with it, 6 metres short of halfway. 20 in from touch eastern side, Mamazelis. Goes left to White and away to Aiken. And he's going to be, in fact, that's Host out there. Caught 8 metres in Penrith territory. 12 in from the eastern touchline. Last tackle. Humphries the kick from 41 metres out. This time down to the south-west corner. And Dylan Edwards leaps in the air. Comes down with it for Penrith. 13 out from the Penrith line. It almost seems to me, Louis, that Souths are getting to the last play in the exact same spot every set.
Yeah, they are. And then what they're trying to do, too, they finish over that in the right part of the field. They're kicking the ball on, trying to get their chase right, just so he doesn't come in and get those carries. Because when he comes in and gets those carries off the ruck, he's very hard to handle.
Now, Alamotti set a field for the Panthers. Caught 28 out from his own line on play 3. Peter Mamazelis there to greet him. Now, Kenny sends the ball away left to Liam Henry, who's just come onto the field. And tackled 10 metres short of halfway. Penrith with it up 12-0. Dummy half is Kenny. Goes to the right. Short ball away to Dylan Edwards. And he shuffles his way into Host and Kolomatangi and Whiten right on halfway. Last tackle now for Penrith. Plays to Lungy with a kick. 49 out. It's a shallow bomb. And coming in after a Tyrone Munro, the ball bounces back to Lindsay Smith, still the last though. Then Lindsay Smith puts in a kick over the head of Alex Johnston. Sits up for Johnston, 5 out from his own line. Easily got past the first. And he's away, Alex Johnston. Takes on Garner, dragged down 32 out from his own line. Exciting run though from Alex Johnston. Caught 7 in from touch eastern side. Played to Tass, goes right, Whiten. Links up with support near centre field. And the Rabbitohs are 15 short of halfway. Getting to his feet and playing the ball arrow. It comes to the right. Humphreys links up now with Hubner. He's caught on the right edge. 10 short of halfway. 20 in from touch western side. Penrith 12, South nil with 25 and a half gone. Here's a drop ball by Jamie Humphreys for no apparent reason. Sorensen can't pick it up. Double knock on. But it'll be the original knock on from South Sydney. And Penrith will get the scrum feed. Might have even been Liam LeBlanc actually who knocked that on. He's just come onto the field, LeBlanc. It was him. And it's going to be a Penrith scrum feed, 9 metres in South territory, and a South Sydney player has just been put on report.
Right here, boys.
So we'll get details of that.
Jack White.
Jack White.
I was in the last set, mate. Need your back rowers here?
I didn't know whether it was him or that just said he'd been called out as captain. But nothing worthy of a penalty. So Penrith scrum feed though, Louis, 10 metres in South half.
Yeah, well, South Sydney don't really look like they've got anything going on in attack at the moment, unless it's a bit of a broken defensive line from the Panthers with a kick chase. But besides that, they need to start asking a few more questions, maybe a couple more offloads to trouble this Panthers outfit at the moment.
Matt Eisenhuth on the field now for Penrith as well, as it's Sorensen, tackled 29 metres out from the goal line. Isaiah Papali'i has come from the field. Now Eisenhuth goes right. Lindsay Smith to Schneider out the back to Edwards. Quick hands to Alamotti. Steps back in field, but cleaned up by Tallis Duncan. And also Whiten, 16 out from the south line. 8 in from touch eastern side. To old dummy half. Goes left to Schneider. Keeps going that way. Through hand, Smith away to Eisenhuth. He scored 12 out in front of the northern post. Penrith on the attack, leading 12-0. Schneider switches it back to the right. And a cheeking Dylan Edwards runs straight into Humphreys. And also Kepi held up 10 metres out. Last tackle now for the Panthers. Dummy half Kenny. Goes right, Schneider will go the aerial route. The kick looks way too deep, but the ball ends up being punched over the dead ball line by South. So a goal line dropout. He weighted it just right in the end. And it's punched over the dead ball line by Jack Whiten. So line dropout South, Sydney trail 12-0.
Yeah, I just saw the reason why he got put on report there, Jack White. He just gets his bicep hits Dylan Edwards in the head in the last time that South Sydney put the bomb up down the other end of the field. But I don't think you have too much to answer for.
Okay, here's the line dropout from Jamie Humphreys. Left foot kick, and it's a short one heading to the 10 metre. And one Penrith player tried to catch it.
That was a really good kick. That was literally on the line, and Munro just put both his tippy toes over the 10 metre line and catches the ball. That was brilliant.
You don't often see those taken. As perfect as the line dropout was, uncontested. So South get the footy back through the good work of Munro, and now Kepi gets straight through Mitch Kenny. Now he's put to the ground by Smith and Henry. 20 out from the south line. 12-0 Panthers, Rabbitohs with it. Colomatungi to the left. White and Johnston. Then away to Duncan. Steps his way through Alamotti. Taken though by Schneider, and also coming across Henry. Played 14 short of halfway to Johnston. They go right, Colomatungi to Humphreys. Then away it goes to Aiken. Flick pass on the inside, Munro. Straight through to Lungi. Now quarter metre short of halfway by McLean. Last tackle, Mamazellas goes left to Humphreys. Puts an end over end kick straight down the throat of Edwards. 19 out from the Penrith goal line. Heads up over the 20, and then plays to Lungi. Just stood there right in front of him. So he's got to accept the tackle. 28 out from his own line of Munro. 15 in from touch western side. Talangi dummy half goes right. The Jenkins dumped to the ground. Right on his own 30 metre line. There's a great tackle from LeBlanc. And also in there was Jacob Host as To'o takes on the defence from one off the ruck. He scored 11 metres short of halfway. 11 left first half. Penrith 12, South nil. As it goes right to Henry. Solid contact by White, but Henry bounced away from it. Sideways though. And is collected by Kepi, 6 short of halfway. Now Kenny sends it left to Schneider. Runs to the line. Plays out the back to Lungi. Cut down by Humphreys. 4 metres in South territory. Also in there was Arrow. Last tackle Penrith. Kenny goes right. Schneider the kick from 47 metres out. Straight down the throat of Johnston. 13 out from his own line with the catch. Heads towards the 20 into Smith and Eisenhuth, and put down 24 out from the south line. 12 blocked in favour of the Panthers after 29 and a half minutes. And earlier the Sharkies, an important win for them and an important loss for the Roosters. Cronulla winning 31-18 at Shark Park. Humphries dummy half, long ball left, Whiten away to Duncan. And Tallis Duncan taking some putting down. Finally, they achieved that, the Panthers. 12 short of halfway by Alamotti. Mamazelis. He goes right to Kepi. Runs headlong into the defence there of Lindsay Smith. And stands in the tackle on halfway. Plays the ball, Mamazelis. Goes right to Colomatungi. Then sends a pass on the ground. Worm killer. Picked up off the bounce by Aiken. Another flick pass to Munro. He put in a hop, skip and a jump into Jenkins. Thought he was going over the touchline, so flicked it back along the ground to halfway to Johnston. He sends the ball away left to Mamazelis, and he's tackled 7 metres in Penrith territory. It is a confused South attack. Comes left on the last. Humphries from 42 metres out. Kicks to the right wing of To'o. Up they go. To'o the catch. There's a bit of open space in front of him, but Tash recovered well. So too did on that far side of the field Jacob Host on the Penrith 30. Played quickly. Comes left to Dylan Edwards, and he's wrapped up 34 out from his own line. Let's get a view on the touchline. Johnny Gibbs.
Well, these bombs are bread and butter for Brian on Dylan Edwards. They've had a week's rest, and they're loving it. They're just lapping it up. I've got to say, South Sydney's Alex Johnston going very well at fullback. We know he's a great finisher. You don't score 206 tries if you're not, but he's showing some real class at the back.
No, couldn't agree more. Here's the Panthers 4 short of halfway, and Lindsay Smith has come on, and this exciting youngster, Lurin Patea, is on the field after Lindsay Smith went off. 5 metres in South half. Patea plays it to Kenny, goes left to Schneider on the last, turns it back on the outside to Edwards. He puts in a rush kick. He's going to find the grass, is he? No, Tyron Munro. A diving catch facing his own goal line. Gave the pass to Johnston, who gets straight past plays to Lang. He must have missed 38 tackles. Finally caught 22 out from his own line. Penrith 12, South nil, 8 minutes 30 left in the half. It comes right edge now to Ewan Aiken-Lewin. He scored on his own 30 for the Bunnies.
Yeah, look, at the moment, both sides are just going through their sets. They're right in an arm wrestle at the moment. No team's really breaking. South Sydney just, I don't know where their points are going to come from, though. They're very tight, they're very bunched. And I feel like Jack Whiten's the only man who could sort of create something at the moment.
Well, he's trying to now, but he just runs crabwise, and he's tackled 8 short of halfway. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Played to Mamazelis. Goes right to Colomatungi. Real run from Keon. He's been more a catch and deliver guy so far tonight. But here he's wrapped up 5 metres in Penrith territory by Sorensen on the last. White in the kick from 44 metres out. Down near the eastern touchline, and it's out on the full. So it'll be a change over here to Penrith, and this will be for the Panthers. Where is he going to mark this? About 43 metres out from their own line. So just short of halfway after that blunder from your man Jack White. And as Louis goes down with a cramp.
Oh, don't come to me at the moment.
Okay, down to the touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, that's...
pickle juice to the box, please.
Okay, it's on its way. Ralph is on its way with the pickle juice. The only way South Sydney's going to score is from a kick, and ironically, not by a kick that goes out on the full. I reckon Penrith are going to snag another one here just before half-time.
Lurin Patea, that is their habit. It has been for 5 years. Inside ball for Alamotti, and he's caught 32 out from the South line. Penrith 12, South nil. 7 left in the half. It comes centre field left. Eisenhuth to Schneider. Short ball to Sorensen. Read well by the defence, and he's taken head on there by LeBlanc and Humphries. And also in there was the lock forward, Jai Arrow. Now to the right they go. Eisenhuth, Schneider, Alamotti to To'o, 11 metres out. And Whiten is there. An assist comes as well. And he's put to the ground and lost the ball, Brian To'o. It's play on, though, as it's scooped up by Garner. He's caught 2 metres away. Last tackle, Penrith up by a dozen. Kenny at dummy half. Looks left, looks right, goes left with the deep ball to Schneider. From 10 out, a cut out pass to Talangi. Fertile on the ground to Jenkins. Jenkins off, good tackle by Aiken. Got up again. Pass to McLean. He puts it on the toe, dived on by Humphrey. South survive all of that. A metre out from their own line. 4 in from touch in the northwest corner. Played, and it comes left. Away to Tyrone Munro. He scored in his own 10. How's the left hammy going?
Yeah, it's just not coming good.
Oh, no.
It's doing my head in. It's all right. I do hate cramps, so I'll get some pickle juice at half-time. But I tell you what did it score there by the Panthers on that left edge, all in that little corridor. I thought they were going to go over, but good scramble defensive by South Sydney.
You did well to see that for you, Grubisi. The South's up over there 30. Humphries plays it to Mamazelis. Goes left to Colomatungi. Plays out the back to White, and he turns it back on the inside as South Sydney fell 11 metres short of halfway by Duncan. On the last, a kick from White from his own 40 straight down The gullet of Dylan Edwards on the Penrith 20. Then to the 30. Long ball left to Jenkins. The cover comes across and he's going to be taken 8 metres short of halfway. And there to greet him was Jamie Humphries. Now Edwards out of dummy half. Skips over halfway and he's knocked to the deck by Aiken. A metre in south half. 20 in from the western touchline. Played to McLean. He goes from dummy half and gains another 10. He's 10 metres in south territory. 10 in from the western touchline. Played to Kenny. Goes right Sorensen. Heavy contact coming in on him from Arrow and Humphries. And he's down 28 out for the goal line. Kenny goes right to Patea. Patea up the middle. Beats one. Throws a shot. And South diving at 16 out from their own line. I was just about to pay him the compliment, Louis, of saying Patea is the one Penrith forward that comes off the bench that has a bit of punch that can break the line and poke his head through. He does so better than Lindsay Smith this year, or Liam Henry, or Matt Eisenhuth. And he does it regularly, the young bloke, as Whiten takes on the defence, beat 2, but now caught 12 short of halfway.
Yeah, Patea, he couldn't help himself there, though. He makes a great carry. He always gets that ball carrying arm free. He's just waiting for someone to push off his hip, but he did see one of his Panther teammates there. He just couldn't get the pass to him.
Mazelas goes right to Colomatungi. Another miss by Blaze Talangi. And now Colomatungi put to the ground by Sorensen. And 2 others, including Eisenhuth. 40 out from the goal line, last tackle. The kick, a rush left footer by Humphries. Down to Edwards. He takes it 8 out from his own goal line. Heads over the 10 and he's knocked to the ground by Kepi. 19 out from his own line. We have 4 minutes left in the first half and Penrith up 12-0. As Talangi goes right to To'o. Nowhere to go this time into the defence of Marmazelis. And also in there for Southwest. The defence coming through of LeBlanc. Kepi, Penrith up the middle, 33 out from their own line. Their 2 tries came in a 3-minute span. Now Kenny goes to his left, away to Garner. He's caught 3 metres short of halfway. Plays the ball to Kenny, goes to the left side again to Lungy. Show and go. Beautiful inside ball to Edwards. Edwards over the 30, left to McLean. McLean against Munro and McLean burns him. Great acceleration. Great ball from Blaze to Lungy. He's not had a great night, but that was brilliant. Casey McLean over to score. 3 minutes left in the half. Predicted by John Gibbs. Penrith 16. South nil. Kick to come after Casey McLean scored.
Yeah, really nice work here by Blaze Talangi. He's done it a couple of times where he's just took off into the line and he's tried to get his nose through. He come off a pass earlier, come off an error, but this one gets it absolutely perfect. Find Dylan Edwards, but I love what Dylan Edwards does here. He gets through. There's no one in support. He slows right up. He looks to left. He looks to his right, and then he sees Casey McLean coming. And he slows right down, gets that pass perfect, a 2-on-1, and hits McLean on the chest. And then I thought he sort of took a little bit easy there. I thought Munro was coming to get him, but then he noticed it was there, so he just did a little bit of a gallop and got out. Scores a great try right next to the post, and the Panthers score again just before half-time.
You thought it was going to come, Gibbsy, and it has.
Yeah, they look threatening. I think the way the game's gone, they needed to score another try to just give themselves a real margin, because South City don't look like doing anything other than the kick. I don't see what their weapon is going to be. But what about Dylan Edwards? I mean, yes, he did a good job there, Blaze Talangi. It was a really good ball, but off his shoulder. He's falling. You've got a split second, and you can rely on Dylan Edwards there backing up. Casey McLean, he's been in good form recently as well.
So 16-0. Dylan Edwards next to the post, 10 metres out. Casey McLean, 7th try of the year for him. His season, like so many of his teammates, started really poorly. But geez, Gibbsy said he's been terrific lately. Now Edwards, 2 from 2. He moves in with the right boot and makes no mistake. He's 3 out of 3. Penrith 18. South Sydney 0. A minute 47 left in the first half. Earlier, Cronulla Sutherland 31. Beat the Roosters 18 on the text line 0467 920 222. Ever since Jack Whiten left Canberra as a South supporter, I think he's lost his mojo. I agree with that. Come on, Jack, with the skills you have, you can win any game. South's injury toll is big, but so is the Dolphins. Any other coach for Bennett will be copping some heat, says Jack. I'm having my Mad Monday on this Friday. Over and out, I think. Oh, truth, Roosters fan. Maury Louie Gibbsy, South need to beware the human torpedo tonight. Says Dubbo Dragon. Jamal, hello Jamal, says, hey Andrew, low-key night for me, listening to you as I wash my curtains. We'll get them nice and clean, Jamal. Here's Penrith, heading outside their own 20-metre line, through Patea. Another on the text line said, Hot Patea is caught here on his own 30. Played to Kenny, goes right to Eisenhuth, knocked to the ground instantly. 34 out from his own line by Marmazoulis and LeBlanc. Now comes centre field right. Liam Henry smashed to the ground, 9 metres short of halfway. Great tackle by, on that occasion, Kepi. Now back to the left, Dylan Edwards, centre field. It's been one of those kiss sets for Penrith after extending their lead. Keeping it simple, and on the last 2 metres in South Territory, it comes right to Schneider with 1 minute left on the clock. Spiralling kick at shallow and bounces down to Alex Johnston. Turns it straight inside, and now running the ball back, Isaiah Tass. Caught 14 out from his own goal line. There was a Rabbitoh Liam LeBlanc down in back play. Dummy half wide. Short side left to Tallis Duncan. He's caught 27 out from his own line. Penrith up 18-0, 40 seconds to go in the half. Now comes open side right to Jacob Host. He left one in his way. Now caught 9 metres short of halfway. He'll play the ball to Whiten again. Goes left to Duncan. Runs into some solid defence. Still standing though, Tallis Duncan. Finally on the ground. 7 metres in Penrith territory. 16 seconds to go. To the right, Colin Matangi Humphreys. Out the back, Johnston. Then a lovely ball away. Good hands. It goes away from Aiken. Kick over the top from Tyrone Munro. Into the in-goal area. The only dude back for Penrith, Dylan Edwards. And he tippy-taps it over the dead ball line, and that will end the first half. Perhaps South's most enterprising play of the entire game came with the last play of the first half, and Penrith will go into the break with an 18-0 lead over South Sydney, who are staring down the barrel of a 7th straight defeat. For Penrith tries to pull Alamotti in the 14th minute, Dylan Edwards in the 17th, Casey McLean in the 37th minute, Dylan Edwards 3 from 3, no restarts, no challenges, nothing for South other than Jack Whiten being placed on report in the 27th minute for a high tackle on Dylan Edwards. 1 restart, penalties 2-1 to the Panthers, as the referee Jared Sutton's been able to keep the whistle in his pocket for the most part, but a convincing lead for the Panthers. Luke Lewis, 18-0.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there with Jared Sutton. He's made this game just flow. It's been back and forth, both sides just getting through their sets.
3 penalties and 1 restart.
That's it, and there hasn't really been any stoppages, really. Like, it's just been great to watch, but South Sydney, they don't look like they've got a whole lot in attack, really. It's just their kicking game. They're getting down there, they're defending well, they're putting some good shots on, and I think you mentioned it during the call. That one set was sort of represented what Penrith are doing tonight. They're just keeping it super simple. They're waiting for their chances. They're keeping it real easy. They're getting up to halfway. They're kicking well. They're getting their chase right. When they get their chances, they'll take with both hands. But some really good performances there. But I feel like Penrith have just got this in the bag with the way that they've come out and executed tonight. It's been great.
Yeah, and the way they're continuing to defend Gibbs is they have done during this 5-game winning spell. It's proving even tougher for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And they've lost a lot of their firepower, obviously their creativity on the inside, and you've had a bit of spark from Alex Johnson, but apart from that, we saw the speed, the raw speed there at Tyrone Munro, but they're able to get to him. He's taken up some big chunks. I thought he was coming our way on the sideline, but apart from maybe a kick, I can't see them scoring. They can't score enough points, but I think this shows, Andrew, what's happened over the last 4 months. When they met in round 4, so approximately 4 months ago, it was 28-0 to South Sydney at half-time. That's the difference between these two sides. There's been, a drop off the cliff for various reasons for South Sydney, and a monumental improvement by the defending premiers.
Yeah, all of that is true. They've had 52% of the ball, Penrith. South though completing at 89%, 16 from their 18 sets. Penrith 73%, completing 16 of their 22. But it's Penrith in front by 18-0 on the text line 0467 920 222. Guys listening to your call while I eat my chocolate brownie in the bulldozer at work. Good on you, Kyle. Enjoy. Maury and gents, when Alex Johnson beats Ken Irvine's record, how long till it's beaten again? Asked Eamon at Queensland. Well, I know Ken Irvine's brother Peter has nominated minimum 50 years. Minimum. And that could well be right. Andrew and the rest of the great ABC call team, it's possible we're looking at a Panthers 5-peat attempt the way they're going, says Ken, who adds he's a Dragon supporter from Sandringham in Victoria. Thank you, Ken, and we're looking forward to calling your Dragons tomorrow against Canterbury Bankstown. Phil says, guys, I've been looking forward to hearing you call of this game all arvo. As much as I'd love the Panthers to win the premiership again, I don't want to hear the Rabbits being flogged tonight. Well, gee, we're halfway there, unfortunately, but stick with us. We appreciate your text on 0467 920 222. Piney says, boys, loving the call. Punt for Ladies' Day at the local footy tomorrow. Up the mighty Curry Bulldogs. Oh, Pony, hope that's a great day down there on the south coast. Around the grounds in the AFL, Brisbane Lions 40, leading Western Bulldogs 31. That's into the second quarter. After Cronulla beat the Roosters 31-18 here at Western Sydney Stadium, Penrith 18, leading South Sydney 0. You're with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore here on ABC Sport. We look forward to the second half right after the ABC News.
ABC News with David Rowlands. Experts say it's unlikely that courts in the US will release grand jury transcripts in the case of deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. US President Donald Trump has ordered his Attorney General to seek the release of the documents, a move that would be subject to court approval. Bill Wyman is the former assistant managing editor of National Public Radio in Washington and says talk of the so-called client list takes away from the real evidence collected against the convicted sex offender.
So we don't need to hear the grand jury testimony. What we need is what did investigators find in Jeffrey Epstein's home 20 years ago, on his plane when the U.S. Marshals took it over, in the Virgin Islands, and in New York.
A decades-long push for land rights in northwestern Victoria has today resulted in 3 groups of First Nations people gaining control over parts of their country in the state's first recognition of exclusive native title rights. The First Peoples of the Milawa Mallee have been pushing for the recognition since the 1990s and launched a native title claim with the federal court a decade ago. A federal court justice handed down the decision on country this morning at the Kings Billabong Park near Mildura. The native title ruling spans thousands of square kilometres from the South Australian border to Mildura and won't affect private property access rights. Some analysts are warning of another hung parliament in Tasmania as the state prepares to hold a snap election tomorrow. The election was triggered by a no-confidence motion brought by the Labor leader, Dean Winter, against the Liberal Premier, Jeremy Rockcliffe. It makes it the state's 4th election in just 7 years. Political analyst Dr Kevin Bonham says neither party is likely to get a majority.
Most of the polls have had the Liberals in front on the primary vote, which tends to translate to having more seats in our system. But one poll early in the campaign had Labor in front, but they're not sort of showing massive differences from the previous election.
Green Senator Sarah Hanson-Young says she'd welcome Australia following in the UK's footsteps by opening up voting to younger people. The British government has announced plans to allow 16-year-olds to vote, marking the biggest change to the country's electoral system in more than half a century. Senator Hanson-Young says it's a move the Greens have supported for some time.
We've said a voluntary system that would allow people to enrol at the age of 16 and participate in democracy would be good for the country, good for policies that require long-term thinking, like the environment, like climate change. It'd be a good thing for Australia.
Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says he won't comment on reports of a Palestinian woman being released from an immigration detention centre after her visa was cancelled. Ethan Ricks has more.
Maha al-Masri fled Gaza in early 2024 and was living in southwest Sydney when she was detained last week. A letter signed by Assistant Immigration Minister Julian Hill said he personally cancelled her bridging visa after security concerns were raised by the Australian Security Intelligence Office. The ABC understands the 61-year-old has now been released from Villawood Detention Centre. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says any information in the public domain is not being supplied by the government and is not necessarily consistent with information held by intelligence agencies.
Queensland's early childcare regulator will investigate a centre south of Brisbane where a child sex offender worked as a gardener. Chelsea Malunga has the story.
Andrew William Vassell was convicted on 2 child sex abuse offences in New South Wales in 2007 and has been a reportable offender for 15 years. The 44-year-old appeared in the Beenleigh Magistrates Court on Thursday and pleaded guilty to breaching his reporting obligations under the Child Protection Act by failing to report his employment at the Beenleigh Montessori Early Learning Centre. The court heard Vassell accepted witness accounts he'd played the role of Santa at a Christmas party and was working as a maintenance man and gardener. The court was told his wife is the centre manager. There is no allegation Vassell offended against children at the facility. Vassell was fined $2,000 with convictions recorded.
Democratic US Senator Adam Schiff has questioned whether a decision to axe The Late Show with Stephen Colbert could be tied to a settlement the network has agreed to pay US President Donald Trump. CBS says the cancellation is purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late-night television. The network will pay more than $24 million to the US president after he sued CBS, alleging it had deceptively edited an interview with Kamala Harris that aired on its 60 Minutes news program to tip the scales in favour of the Democratic Party. And in sport, Cronulla Sutherland has beaten the Sydney Roosters by 31 points to 18 in the National Rugby League. This is ABC News.
First gig, favourite party tune. Every Aussie song comes with a memory. And on July 26, Triple J and Double J will be counting them down.
Hottest 100 of Australian songs.
Catch it on Triple J, Double J and the Triple J app.
Australia's Test Tour of the West Indies is on now.
What about that? Unbelievable.
Catch every ball on the ABC Listen app. Just look for the cricket button. ABC sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
Kenny goes right to Schneider. The kick from 29 metres out to the left wing of Tass against To'o. Up they go. To'o got the tap. Back to Alamotti. He chips and chases. Heading there. He got the tap. Alamotti, a bit of individual brilliance. Try awarded. What a chip and chase from Paul Alamotti. And Penrith score first after 13 minutes and 10 seconds. The kick from Humphrey, 35 metres out. Coming down to To'o. Up he goes. Great catch, To'o. And he was out-leaping 3 Rabbitohs and then makes a bit of a break. Runs over 1. Steps past Arrow. Comes back at him 12 short of halfway. Brilliant skills, Brian To'o. He plays it to Edwards. He'll tuck it under the arm. Then goes left away to Casey McLean. Lines up Kulimatangi. Ball away to Jenkins. Spins away from Munro. He's over the 30. Edwards backing up. He goes to his right on the outside and Dylan Edwards streaks away to score untouched. Way to Garner. He's scored 3 metres short of halfway. Plays the ball to Kenny. Goes to the left side again to Lungy. Show and go. Beautiful inside ball to Edwards. Edwards over the 30. Left to McLean. McLean against Munro and McLean burns him. Great acceleration. Great ball from Blaze to Lungy. He's not had a great night, but that was brilliant.
ABC sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
and on the ABC Listen app.
Half time here at Western Sydney Stadium. Penrith 18 leading South Sydney 0. The Panthers at least appearing on track for a 6th straight win. South on track for a 7th straight loss. It's half time here. It's half time at the Gabba in the AFL. Brisbane Lions 46 leading the Western Bulldogs 33. On the text line 0467 920 222. Brian from Umina. I wonder if the views of Sam Burgess are resonating now within the South Sydney faithful. Tracy from Gimpy says Maury GSB, mate. Oh, I think you're probably right, Trace. Loving the call, Andrew. Hi, Luke and Gibbsy. I'm a Mad Bunny supporter, but I think we'll get a hiding tonight. Hello, Maury and Louie. How long has Jack Cole got on his contract for Penrith? I think the Tigers should be chasing him, says Blind Tiger. I'm not too sure for young Jack Cole. I'll check it out with MC tomorrow. Andrew, John Louie, great call as always. I've had complaints all year from friends who joined me to listen to you call around the fire with a few sports drinks about the excruciating sound of the telecommunications ad played at every ground at the start of every half time. I know this may be a big ask for us of no notability, but is there any chance the ABC can turn down the sound from the ground for about 30 seconds at each half time? We fully understand if not possible. Dave, I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. So I haven't even noticed, to be honest. Well, Dennis, our man of sound, he says he's with you completely. So he notices like you do every time, and it drives him mad as well. We'll see what we can do, Dave, and appreciate the thoughts. 0467 920 222. So if you're in the Penrith dressing room, Louis, and you know that Nathan Cleary or Isaiah Yeo aren't joining you again for the second half. No Isaac Tungor, no Liam Martin. You must be feeling pretty satisfied, I'd reckon, at 18-0 up.
Oh, absolutely, you would be. With the way that they're playing, I think the message would be pretty clear. Just keep it simple. Go out there, just keep getting through your sets, wait for your opportunities, defend well. They're defending very, very well together, and they're all doing the same thing. That's why South Sydney don't look like they're even going to break the Penrith line in that first 40 minutes. You don't know what's going to happen in a second, but yeah, they'll be very confident. I feel Dylan Edwards is doing a great job. They're two wingers that are taking so much pressure pressure off their forwards coming out of the back end. They come in, they get some real strong carries, they get those quick play the balls. So they're doing a great job, but yeah, all over the field. I feel like Penrith are slowly getting back to that Penrith side that we expect to see every week. I didn't think we'll see it this year, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see it. I can see it in a lot longer patches now. Before you'd see it for 5 minutes, but now you're starting to see it for 25, 30 minutes in a row.
We're in round 20.
Yeah.
After round 8. So significantly into the season.
Yeah, very bad.
Penrith was last.
Yes.
Penrith was last. And here they are sitting in 6th on the climb. Also on the text line is South Sydney first team back for the second half here, down 18-0. Tynan says, pizza and a frosty beverage. Listening to you guys while watching the game on mute. Life is good. Guys, it's looking like Kevin Walters will be the Kangaroos coach for the tour to England in October and November. Would be a great appointment, I believe, says Brendan. Yeah, certainly does look to be the case. G'day, ABC listeners, Andrew and Team Panthers again finding their straps. Question, Andrew, and no disrespect of your excellent call of all league games, when will ABC allow a female to call the entire NRLW game? Keep up the great work. Mark, it's not a matter of us allowing anyone to call a game. There are no female rugby league callers, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. If any do want to do it, I'm happy to help mentor, help point them in the right direction to ensure that that does happen in the very near future. Andrew, don't get me wrong, you're the best in the business, but be more careful about pronouncing the Papali'i name right. Well, I do pronounce it right. When it comes to Adam Dewey's name, you take the easy pronunciation of Dewey. Adam's last name is Duwahi, a very big family in North Lebanon. I know all of this, Gary. I check all of this. It is one thing I go over the top with. His name is Duwahi, and that's what we called him at the start, but then Adam and his family requested that he be called Adam Dewey. So we're meeting that request. What we do here is call the players how they want to be referred to, and he has made it very clear he wants it to be Dewey. Here's Penrith, 18 out from their own line from the kickoff, 20 in from the western touchline. As Henry plays it, it goes centre field left, and Garner it is going to be. Court 25, 26 out from his own line, centre field. Penrith 18, South Sydney nil. Kenny goes left edge away to Patea. And Lurin runs into a three-man tackle. Arrow was in there with Marmazelis and LeBlanc. 15 short of halfway. Kenny, he goes left for the Panthers to Matt Eisenhuth. And he's going to be wrapped up 6 metres short of halfway. 20 metres in from touch on the eastern side. All played. Kenny goes right to Dylan Edwards. Edwards runs into Marmazelis. 4 metres in South Sydney territory. On the last. Comes to the right centre field. Schneider, 48 metres out. Kicks it right down the throat of Isaiah Tass on the left wing. 8 out from his own line, but a really good chase headed by Garner and Alamotti. And another coming through there in defence for Penrith was Henry. 15 out from the south line. Play to White and goes right to Duncan. He scored on his own 20. 1 minute 10 gone second half. And it's Penrith 18, South Sydney nil. The ball played to Johnston. Sends it right to Tyrone Munro. And Sorensen greets him head on with Talangi. 22 out for the Rabbitohs goal line. Played to Marmazella. Show and go. Beat one. Talangi now caught 31 out from his own line. Plays it to Humphreys. They go through hands from right to left. Kolomatangi. Then a one-handed to White and over halfway. Straight past Alamotti. Throws a long, ambitious cutout. Bounces to Tass. Sends it back on the outside to Duncan. Ran through Dylan Edwards like he didn't exist. Now he's scored 15 out from the line. Last tackle. The ball played to Host. Long ball goes right. Kolomatangi to Humphreys. A crossfield kick from 19 metres out. Looking for Munro against Jenkins. And it comes down for South Sydney's Ewan Aiken. Flick pass back to Munro. Puts up another kick. And this time it's caught by the Panthers. Talangi. 7 out from the Penrith goal line. 2 gone second half. Luke Lewis. 18-0. Panthers lead the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, crazy set by both sides, really. Penrith went 90 metres their first set, and South Sydney got 90 metres in their first set. So both sides throwing the ball a little bit and almost getting some early points. But tell you what, nice football there from South Sydney. That's what they need to do if they want to get back into this game.
By the way, for our listener who wrote about Jake Cole, Jake from Townsville says Jake Cole signed to Penrith until the end of 2026. Good on you, Jake. So he can negotiate for November 1 this year. Kick from Schneider from inside the 40, down the throat again of Isaiah Tass on the south 20, heads over the 30 into Garner, wrapped up 14 short of halfway. 2 minutes 40 gone second half, and it's 18-0 Panthers. We'll check in with Gibbsy on the touchline shortly as Johnston goes right to Munro, and Tyrone Munro caught 14 short of halfway, 20 in from touch on the eastern side. Played to Humphreys. Short ball goes left to Ewan Aiken. Up the middle he goes to within 3 of halfway. Started sharply here in attack South Sydney. Marmazelis goes left, Kolomatangi. Then through hands it goes wide to Johnston, dragged to the ground by Schneider. 8 metres in Penrith's half, 14 in from touch western side. Alamotti was there as well. Played to Tallis Duncan, goes right on the open side to Kolomatangi. Good driving run into the defence of Henry and Schneider and Patea. 29 out, and on the last tackle they give away a penalty. So penalty given to South Sydney. Tap taken by Marmazelis, straight past the defender who didn't want to tackle him. That was Liam Henry. Marmazelis still across field, and Blaze Delaney brings him down 13 out. So a great chance here for South to open their account. Ball played Humphreys, goes open side left to LeBlanc. Up the centre he goes to within 4 of halfway, 4 of the goal line for South Sydney, well into Penrith territory. Now played Marmazelis, goes right Kolomatangi, crashes into the fence but put down 2 metres out from the line. Edwards was in there along two with Sorensen, and now coming barging to the left side and getting the ball down is Liam LeBlanc. Easy as you like. And South Sydney have a much better attitude to start this second half than Penrith. And they're over to score after 4 minutes and 5 seconds. This may not be over. Penrith 18, South Sydney 4. Try to Liam LeBlanc in the 5th minute of the second half, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, that was too easy for South Sydney, but they've really come out and started this game fast in the second half. Their very first set, they went 100. The second set, they've gone right down to Penrith's try line, and then they get a set restart, and then a simple little play around the dummy half area, and LeBlanc just gets the ball inside shoulder and then gets the ball down on the line, and that is a simple try there for South Sydney. That's the perfect way to start the second half if you want to get back in this game. 18-4, kick to come.
Touchline we go, John Gibbs.
And that crowd is 11,831. 11,831. Hot off the press. That was a really sparkling start, wasn't it, by South Sydney? And someone who's looking really sharp is Peter Marmazelis. He's only had a couple of games back from injury, but he's looking really good. And as you said, Louis, the only chance they've got of getting back into this game is throwing caution to the wind, and they're doing that. And Liam LeBlanc, congratulations, in his 18th game. That's his first try in first grade.
Oh, there you go. No wonder he had a huge big grin on his face. And now Jamie Humphreys, 14 metres out and around about 5-6 metres to the right of the post. 11,836 the crowd here at Western Sydney Stadium. Here's Humphreys with the left boot, and he kicks the goal. Only 12 points in it, and Penrith look flat as attack to start this second half. Penrith 18, South Sydney 6, 34 and a half minutes to go. On the text line 0467 920 222. G'day fellas, Dave from Narra. Can the Panthers mathematically win the minor premiership this year? Well, I'm sure they can. However unlikely, with Canberra leading the way on 32 points. Penrith, if they win here, will go to 25 with 7 rounds to go. So it's mathematically possible. Sam says, my Roosters will be lucky to make the 8. They don't deserve it. Where's the Bunny fan earlier crying about the Roosters losing? Also, Penrith hitting their straps at the right time. Still have players to come back. They'll be there on the final day. From the kick-off, it's Sean Kepi. Good return, 19 out from his own line. What Penrith can't afford to do is stay asleep for too long in this second half, or all of a sudden they'll find themselves in a really tight game that they've been dominating. Here's Marmazelis, tackled 27 out from his own line, staying down to get a penalty here, and his teammate Humphreys insisted he stay down to try and get a penalty. Now he's to his feet. 27 out from his own line and 15 in from the eastern touchline. Doesn't look like there will be any penalty forthcoming. So Marmazelis will just play the ball to Humphreys. Goes left to Kolomatangi. Marches over the 30 into Kenny and Eisenhuth. Finally put to the ground 11 metres short of halfway. Sorensen was there as well. It's played now and they go to the left. Right up the centre. For South Sydney to within 2 metres of halfway in Penrith side now. That was a good run in the end from Liam LeBlanc. Plays the ball to Marmazelis. Goes left. Away there to Jacob Host. Caught 39 out from the goal line. Last tackle it is. And the ball comes left edge. High kick from Jack White. It's very shallow. Dylan Edwards wants it. And he takes the ball well. 15 out from his own goal line before being pummeled to the deck at the northern end of the ground by Kolomatangi, White and Humphreys. Played to Schneider. Goes left to Brian To'o. To'o manages to get over the 20-metre line. Tackled there by Kepi and 2 others, including Jai Arrow. Now it's It's Jenkins at first receiver. He's pushed on the ground and slid back 5 metres. 22 out from his own line. Great defence there from Ewan Aiken. Now it's Casey McLean at first receiver, but he's put down 29 out from his own line. And he's lost the ball. Penrith is dead set, gone to sleep, and they have not woken up since going into the sheds, and they are going to be betting on the backside here in a minute. Although we've got a challenge, so maybe I will be. Let's have a listen.
Penrith are challenging the ruling of a knock-on.
Casey McLean got up straight away, Louis, and was barking away to his teammates there, Mitch Kenny and Dylan Edwards, that needed a challenge.
Yeah, at the moment, it looks pretty good.
Is Kepi in there with a rake?
Yeah, you got Kepi in there with his arm on the point of the ball. I just want to see, does he let it go or does he rake it out at the end? And he's still still on the ball. And there's a bit of movement right at the end. Just here.
Sean Kepi originally is just wrapping the ball up. He has his arm around the ball.
You just can't see a movement at the end. So they might keep the challenge.
As Casey McLean pulls himself away from that grip, he loses control of the ball, which is a loose carry.
Yeah.
Challenge is unsuccessful.
You know what? That last slow-mo replay, I agree with the bunker. That's not a rake. That is just a lost ball.
I think it's just because he felt the ball of Kepi's arm around it. But yeah, silly challenge.
They are in strife here, Penrith. They have not come out in the second half. South scrum feed 28 out. Touchline, Gibbsy.
Yeah, I can understand how why Casey McLean thought that ball had been raked, because just him pulling away from the tackler and his arm on it was a natural reaction. He doesn't see what happens, but they're in a little bit of difficulty here. They want to defend here right now.
Comes to the left from the scrum win, away to Whiten, who steps into the defence. 21 out from the Penrith line. Only 7 minutes 30 gone second half. It's back to a 12-point game. 18-6 Penrith. Here's Kepi up the middle, and he's knocked to the deck about 12 metres out from the goal line. Played to Mamazelis. Goes right, Colomatangi to Humphreys. Links up quickly to Johnston, away to Munro. On the outside of Jenkins. Steps it away from Edwards. Try-saving tackle by Talangi. Half a metre out. Gee, they nearly scored. Right in that northeast corner. Ball's going to be played now. Aiken sends it away left. Humphreys to Colomatangi, then to Whiten on the 20. Was not a great pass, and he's wrapped up 17 or 18 out from the line in front of the northern goalpost. Over the top was Eisenhuth. It's played to Mamazelis. Goes right to a stepping Kepi, and he hits the deck 9 out from the Penrith line. Last tackle South, trailing 18-6. Peter Mamazelis sends it left to Whiten. Whiten cut out past and nobody. Shot picked up by To'o. Dear oh dear, Whiten does some cool things these days. To'o inside his 20. Plays the ball to Schneider, goes left to Alamotti, and he's going to be shoved sideways. 28 out from his own line. You do feel that's an opportunity lost there a little for South, Louis?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like South Sydney have been absolutely dominating this game, and everything's been turned to goal. That sort of really lets the pressure off the Panthers as they're making their way out their own end now on play 3. They need to keep that pressure on down that other end, and I reckon they score there. Penrith would have been a bit nervous.
Isaiah Papali'i burst through White, now tackled 4 metres in South territory. He's come on for Patea. Last tackle Schneider, kick charge down by Colomatangi. All that does is give Penrith another 6 as Schneider recovered it, turned it left to Garner, and he scored 30 out from the South Sydney line. 9 gone second half. Penrith 18, South Sydney 6. The ball played to Kenny. Goes open side left, Sorensen up the centre. He's scored 30 out from the goal, make it 20 out from the goal line. Plays the ball. It comes away left. Eisenhuth away. Schneider back on the inside. Sorensen caught 13 or 14 out from the Rabbitohs. Line in line with the left upright by LeBlanc. Played to Kenny, goes right Papali'i. Right foot step, left foot step. Still in centre field, still standing in a 3-man tackle. Held as the call, 6 metres out. Dummy half Kenny. Goes to his right to Schneider. Short ball away, brilliant. Pass off the ground to Dylan Edwards from Luke Garner. Oh, what skills from Garner. More great backing up from Dylan Edwards. Try to Penrith when they were looking out. Played in these first 10 minutes of the second half. But a brilliant set by the Panthers. Finished off by Edwards. 10 gone in the half. Penrith 22. South Sydney 6. That moment for South may have come and gone.
Yeah, absolutely. South were coming to get the Penrith Panthers. It was a poor pass there from Jack White and hits the ground, picked up by Brian To'o. They get through the set, they get it, put the charge down, they get another set restart up there in South Sydney's end, and then they make them pay. They come over to that right edge. Nice little play there to Luke Garner. Gets a one-on-one outside shoulder, and as he's going down close to the line, the man who's always in support in Dylan Edwards just pops up off his hip and gets a beautiful little pass off the ground there from Luke Garner, and then tries to better the position. That is a nice try, and that is a perfect way to stop all the momentum going against you.
Snuffed it out. Touchline, John Gibbs.
He's doing a really nice job on the right edge, Luke Garner. Every time he gets an opportunity, he always impresses. On that occasion, he's almost going to score, but there off his shoulder, as you say, Louis, was Dylan Edwards always backing up. It was bad play by Jack White, and there's no doubt about that. And Keon Kolomatangi, he was disappointed with his charge down too, because he sort of covered the whole ball. He enveloped the ball. It didn't go anywhere. It was sort of muffled, and it just bounced straight back to Snyder. So that was effectively a 12-point turnaround, because Dylan Edwards is making it easy for himself.
And he's got this kick here, 15 out, 18 in from touch western side. He's 3 from 3, and he scored 2 tries. If he kicks this goal, it'll be a 16-point haul. Here's Edwards, step back. Moves in with the right boot. Edwards, he strikes it. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. He's 4 out of 4. And it's back to an 18-point lead. Penrith 24, South Sydney 6. After Cronulla Sutherland 31 beat the Sydney Roosters 18. Evening, Andrew, Luke and Johnny. I think the only other player who reached 200 tries in the near future will be Daniel Tupou in 26-27. Evening, gents. The Panthers are looking comfortable, as do all the home teams this weekend. Get on, reckons Graham. Well, Dolphins, yes. Sharks, yes. Penrith looking like it. Canberra hosts Parramatta tomorrow. I'm going to say yes. I think Canterbury beats the Dragons. I think Melbourne beats Manly. We might be onto something here, Graham. West Tigers host Gold Coast. Yep, no idea there. But I think the Warriors are going to beat Newcastle. So I don't totally agree with you, but you might be onto something. Here's Penrith's Kenny. Sends the ball left. And it's Garner who's pushed across field and backwards, 18 out from his own line.
You do seem to always get one weekend during the year where every home team wins.
Do you think it'll be this week?
Could be. Good start.
Here's Papali'i, scored 25 out from his own line on play 3. Dummy half Kenny. Comes to the left, through hands, Eisenhuth to Schneider, short ball Sorensen, caught 34 out from his own line. The two I'd be worried about are the Tigers and Newcastle, these Sunday games. Here's Penrith now, 3 short of halfway, where Eisenhuth is tackled centre field. Last play, Penrith with his 24-6 lead. Kenny goes right, Schneider room to run to the halfway line, and then kicks it on the bounce to Isaiah Tass. Couple of bounces, wicked bounces away from him to his right now. He's got it. 3 out from his own line, got away from Papali'i into Talangi, and he'll play it 8 metres out from his own line. 12 minutes 30 gone second half. Penrith 24, South Sydney 6 as it comes right to Tyrone Munro, and he's felled on play 2, 10 out from his own line. Around the grounds, AFL. Third quarter, Brisbane Lions 52, leading the Western Bulldogs 33. Now the Rabbitohs inside their 20. Comes centre field left to Arrow. He's going to be shoved back 24 metres out from his own goal line and 18 in from touch on the eastern side. Plays it to Marmazelis. Goes left to Kepi. Kepi ran across field. Now straightens over the 30. Held up there by Henry and Eisenhuth. 33 out from his own line, but it's the last for South. Comes left, kick off the left boot of Whiten. Manages to find the deck, and it bounces though straight to Jenkins. 19 out from the Penrith line. Heads to the 30 now, then passes away to his right to Edwards. I'm not sure Dylan was expecting it, and he took it all right though, and he scored 33 out from his own line in centre field at the northern end of Western Sydney Stadium. Play to Talangi. Goes right to Brian To'o. He scored 10 short of halfway. Tomorrow we're on air from 2 p.m. and we'll be at Stadium Australian. Myself, Louis and Michael Carrianis. As it's Liam Henry. He's taken easily. 5 short of halfway. Brian To'o is limping. Is he coming from the field? He's limping on that left leg again. Here's a very strong run by Papali'i. Straight over the top of one, then off the ground. Got the offload away to Kenny. Then they go to the left to Blaze Talangi running off Sorensen. And he scored 32 out. There's a South play down in back play. Peter Marmazelis, and concern, no doubt, John Gibbs about Brian To'o on the right wing for Penrith. Gibbsy.
And more so than that, Andrew, Keon Kolomatangi a couple of minutes ago, he's limped from the the field, assisted by trainers. He's done his knee. So further bad luck for South Sydney. Mamazelis is down there. He's getting attention. He looks like he's up and around. And Brian To'ol, we know what he's like. He's being addressed by the trainer as well. Says he wants to stay on. But the major concern, just a couple of minutes ago, up the other end when they made that surge, Keon Kolomatangi has done himself a knee injury.
Yeah, shocking news. Just typical for South. Peter Mamazelis coming from the field. I think I saw for an HIA.
Yeah, got a bit of a head clash there
with Papali'i.
And I think it was more Papali'i's sort of teeth, because he goes into the tackle, and as soon as he comes out, he had no blood on his face, then all of a sudden, instant cut.
Yeah.
Looked like it come from like his mouth guard or his teeth area.
Tough his teeth, but he's caught in the knee that have been troubling him. He's bandaged up like he could be racing in the fourth at Menangle. Brian
He'll still score a try.
Wouldn't put it past him. Penrith do have it 33 out from the south line. Talangi it is who plays it now. Comes right, Eisenhuth just up the centre, and he's going to be caught 30 out from the line. 14 gone second half. Penrith 24, South 6 on the last. Kenny goes right. Schneider puts in a very shallow kick down to the western side, taken by Alamotti. Quickly hands back to Garner to Wedgwood, but there's nowhere to go. It's a dreadful kick from Schneider. Change over to South, 24 out from their own line. 24-6 in favour of the Panthers with 26 minutes still to play. So now it's the Rabbitohs getting the footy back. And need something to happen quickly. Mark says, Maury, can the Sharks pull a rabbit out of the hat and having more fun than you guys house moving? Loving so damn much, won't use the exploit. Is it really a family show? Yeah, it's never fun, Mark, that's for sure.
Worst job in the world, I reckon.
Moving house?
Yeah.
What about when you get asked, mate, can you help us on Tuesday? You've always got something.
Yeah, on work Tuesdays.
South comes to the left. They have it 15 short of halfway. 24-6 the Panthers. Ball played, and Humphreys goes left wide and turns it into Johnston. He's whacked to the ground, 4 short of halfway by Garner and Kenny. Played to Humphreys, goes open side right to Kepi. Kenny down low, Papali'i over the top, make the tackle. 6 metres in Penrith's half, 15 in from touch western side. Humphreys on the last go short side left to wide, and tackled by Papali'i as he kicks it down to Edwards. 15 out from his own goal line. He gets the pass away left to Jenkins, and he's tackled 25 metres out from his own line with Penrith up by 18 points, 24-6. So now it's Penrith. Yeah, our producer, I won't name Ralph, but someone likes when things come up that they don't want to do. Wedding in Barrel. It's been going on for decades. Here's Penrith 29 out for their own line. Always books the same room. Dylan Edwards sends it centre field right to Henry, and he's called 5 short of halfway. Penrith 24, South 6. Now dummy half Kenny takes off from dummy half. Gain 10 or 11, found the markers offside. Smart work there from Kenny. The first set restart for Penrith, only the second to either side. Now it's Dylan Edwards putting on some footwork. Links up with Sorensen on the left edge. He's taken 30 out from the Bunnies line as Penrith in pursuit of a 5th try. Now comes centre field right. Penrith dumped to the ground there. 20 out from the goal line is Liam Henry. By LeBlanc. Plays it to Kenny, goes right to Schneider. Back on the inside to Papali'i, continuing his good form tonight. Stands in the tackle, 13 out from the goal line. 4 tackles done for Penrith. Kenny, left to Schneider, dummies goes himself. And he beats 1 tackle, Schneider Humphreys. But now on his back, 3 metres out. Last play here for the Panthers. Dummy half Kenny. He puts in a stab kick. The ball ricochets off South. 2 South. Hookers should never kick Louis unless your name's Barrett or Smith. Or even maybe a Marnie. South dive on 7 out for their own line. And it's okay sometimes. Comes to the left now for the Rabbitohs. Duncan caught 18 out from his own line. 23 and a half to go. 24-6 to the Panthers.
Yeah, it's an art. You got to get it right when you come out of dummy half and get those kicks in, but not to be there for the Panthers. But they had a couple of chases going through, so I reckon South Sydney got lucky there. But they've got to come up with something. They've got to start playing some footy, shifting the board edges, a couple of offloads.
They're just outside their 30. He comes left edge here with a lovely one-hander away from Hubner to White, who's dragged down 2 metres short of halfway. Last tackle South. Ball played to Humphreys. He'll kick from halfway, despite the presence of Kenny. It's high, but straight down to Edwards. Takes a 25 out from his own line. Then he was confronted by Lewis Dodd, who's on the field and beat him. And taken by Humphreys, 13 short of halfway. He's having himself a game, isn't he? Dylan Edwards played to Schneider, who took forever to pick it up. But that's because there was interference in the play. The ball penalty goes to Penrith. 3-2 the penalties to the Panthers, and it's 4 metres short of halfway. Penrith 24, South 6. 17 and a half gone second half. Let's check in on the touchline with John Gibbs.
Well, they seemed to have their chance, didn't they, in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. They scored that try to Liam LeBlanc, and then Tyrone Munro went within a centimetre of scoring. From then, we saw Dylan Edwards score, and it's been all downhill. It's like they've dropped their bundle again, the Rabbits.
Penrith 28 metres out from the restart. Gibbsy as Garner plays it to Kenny Western side. Set restart Penrith. Liam Henry on the surge, and he's taken by Kepi and Humphries 20 metres out from the line. That's Penrith's second restart. Both in the last 5 minutes. Schneider turns it in for Papali'i, and in the tackle offloaded to Kenny. It was a poor pass. It bounced. Kenny does dive on it. 17 out. 21 and a half to play. Friday night footy here on ABC Sport. Papali'i dummy half goes right to Schneider. Started at half wrap power as a dummy play. Comes left Edwards to Talangi. Tackled 11 metres out. Played to Kenny. Comes right to Lindsay Smith. Smith just goes himself. Tackle 4 out from the south line. Couple of tackles left here for the Panthers. Kenny goes left. Papali'i straight into the fence. 5 out. Last play coming up. Good defensive set here from the Rabbitohs, who must hold on here. Played to Kenny, goes right to Schneider. Schneider out the back to Edwards. Tallis Duncan read it well, but then he dropped off the tackle. Edwards then gets away from another. Links up left to Lindsay Smith. Lindsay Smith comes back to the right. Someone's got to take control for Penrith. And Lindsay Smith ends up being tackled. Change over 10 out from the south line. 19 gone second half. Penrith 24, South Sydney 6. For a team up by 18, they look very discombobulated.
Yeah, well, Lindsay Smith, I reckon if he knew it was last play, he would have put a kick in, because when you're a front rower and you get that close to the line, you always want to be able to have a kick.
Well, he did one earlier.
Yeah.
Up at the other end.
What did he do? Did he get it right? I think he got it right.
It was okay. Well, it was better than no kick, that's for sure. Here's Tyrone Munro, tackled 20 out from his own line, put to the ground by Talangi. Played to Humphries, comes centre field left, and the tackle made on Tass as he's driven back 22 metres out from his own line. And dummy half is Humphries. He's gone to hook with Marmazelis off, and Lewis Dodd into the halves. Rare opportunity to see the expensive Englishman, and Dodd plays it on his 30, comes left to Kepi. He charges up the centre of the ruck into Garner, held up 14 short of halfway. Last tackle south, and the ball comes to the left. Whiten from inside his 40, finds the grass between Edwards and Jenkins, and it rolls down almost perfectly to Jenkins. 18 out from his own line, heads towards the 30, takes them on, and he beat one. Now wrapped up 11 short of halfway. Tavita Totola back on the field now for South Sydney. He comes on for the Rabbitohs. 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes left second half. Penrith 24, South 6. Dummy half Kenny after a slow play the ball by McLean. He gains 13-14 metres, Kenny. Finally caught 36 out from the goal line. Plays the ball to Talangi. Goes right to Smith. Then away through hands with a short ball. As Penrith are 30 metres out from the line. That's a very good driving run to within 27 of the goal line, actually. And Penrith player in the muck there is Henry getting to his feet. Comes to the left, Lindsay Smith, away to Schneider, to Talangi, quick hands, McLean to the winger Jenkins. He gets through Alex Johnston into Lewis Dodd, and as he's going over the touchline, got the pass infield to Tyrone Munro. He throws a dipsy doodle back to Lewis Dodd, and he scored 15 out from his own line. 19 to play. Penrith 24, South Sydney 6. There's now the Rabbitohs working up over their 20-metre line, and the tackle made on Aiken, 27 out from the south line. They're down by 18, the Bunnies, with 18 and a half to go, Louis.
Yeah, well, Jenkins was definitely going out, and he wanted to keep the ball alive and see if he could get it back into one of his teammates' hands. We ended up in Munro's hands. I reckon they got very lucky there, because if Munro gets into the open, no one's catching him. He's very, very quick, but the Panthers, again, they just get their opportunities. Can't ice it, those last plays, but it's just back and forth at the moment.
Now Wyden to Johnston. Quick hands to way to Tass down the western touchline. Over the 30. Kicks off the outside of his boot. But that is brilliantly caught by the Penrith player running backwards over his shoulder. And that is Luke Garner. What a play from Garner. Brian To'o was off the field, by the way, with that leg injury with 18 minutes left. But Gibbsy, Luke Garner continues his great game.
Yeah, Luke Garner, he's got great mobility. Running backwards, he made a full stretch dive there. And Isaiah Tass ran down that touchline, and that was mainly because there's a little bit of confusion there. Jack Cole's gone into the centres, and Paul Alamotti has moved to the wing. And just clarification, it's an ankle injury, possibly. Well,
Sorry,
Keon Kolomatangi.
What did you say, mate, for Kolomatangi? Ankle?
Yeah, syndesmosis possibly for Keon Kolomatangi.
Okay, thank you, Jonty. Kick downfield by Penrith, taken by Johnston, 28 out from his own goal line. Gets it back to Isaiah Tass, and he scored 10 short of halfway. There's still a world where South can fight back here.
They need a little bit of momentum at the moment. Even a try, we just give them a little bit of energy. That's what they need. They're struggling at the moment, though. Like, look at all their players. They're struggling to get back on side and pull some shape off the ball.
10 short of halfway. Well, the only shape at the moment's a napcloth. A napkin. Napcloth? What? Here's South up to halfway. 13 in.
Give him a dictionary.
Please do. 13 in for the eastern touchline. Now Humphreys goes left to Dodd. Away to White to Johnston. Dummies goes himself. And he's going to be caught here by Cole and Schneider and Smith and Garner. 6 metres in Penrith territory. 15 in from the western touchline. Dummy half Duncan goes right to White, plays out the back to Tola, cut to the ground by Kenny, 37 out from the line, and he had good help there from Sorensen on the last dot, a left foot kick from 31 metres out, down to Edwards, up he goes against Dodd. Dodd forced the ball to be ricocheted backwards, but it is Penrith coming away with it through Jenkins, 15 out from their own goal line with 16 minutes and 20 seconds to play, and Penrith leading 24-6 around the grounds, AFL third quarter, Brisbane Lions 56 leading the Western Bulldogs 40. And on the text line, Keon twisted his ankle, did not look pretty. Here's Penrith 31 out from their own goal line. Kenny dummy half. Sends the ball right to Henry. He scored 10 short of halfway, centre field. Now Kenny, left to Edwards, up the middle he goes, got straight past one tackle attempt, now claimed a metre in South territory after beating the attempt of LeBlanc. On the last, Schneider 49 metres out, kicks it down the throat of Tass. He'll field it right down, 9 out from his own goal line, and heads into Cole, Alamotti and Garner and shut back. 14 out from his own goal line. So now the ball's going to be played. Crewy says, "G'day fellas, love your broadcast. Can you find out who won out of Saints and Jets today at Royal Henson Oval?" I don't think there was a game there today. Here's South going to the right. Dodd gets it on to Ewan Aiken, and he's shoved back. 19 out from his own goal line. Looking up the New South Wales Rugby League side as we speak. Here's Hubner. Short ball left to South. Get to their own 30. And it's 24-6 to Penrith. This game needs a South try, doesn't it, Louis?
Yeah.
Up the middle, Hubner beats straight through one tackle. Kenny. And now held on to by Papali'i and Henry on halfway on the last. Humphreys goes left. Whiten puts up a spiralling torpedo punt down to Dylan Edwards. He reads it and takes it beautifully. 16 out from his own goal line. Then takes on Host in a dreadful pass. Good hands off the ground by Alamotti. And the tackle made. 21 out from the Penrith goal line. It's played to Schneider. Sends it left to Cole. He scored 25 out from his own line with Penrith in front and in control. Louis 24-6.
Yeah, they're in control. They're just getting through their sets nicely. All their outside backs come in doing the work. They've got a little bit of a shift over here to Blaze Talangi now. But they get back to the middle of the field. Dylan Edwards will have the last carry and they'll kick to a corner. They're just boring South Sydney out of this game at the moment.
Newtown Jets, by the way, play the Roosters, and that game is on Saturday tomorrow. In the New South Wales Cup, Moses Leota back on the field for Penrith, who are 8 short of halfway by Lindsay Smith. 2 tackles left in the set. Dummy half Kenny goes left away to Leota, and he scored 2 short of halfway. Bring up the last for the Panthers. He'll come to the right, Kenny to Schneider from halfway. Kicks it down to the southwest corner, and Johnston moving to his left takes it on the full. 5 out from his own line, sends it right to Tass, runs into Garner and Leota. 14 or 15 out from the south line, but it does feel from up here, Jonty, you may have a different view of ground level, that a bit of sting's gone out of this as Johnston goes up over the 20 and will play at 23 out from his own line.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's just sort of meandering along here. Oh, look, they had their chance, as you said previously, early in the second half, but they didn't capitalise, so as a result, they're in a hole. What's interesting is they've got 3 kickers out in the field at the moment, and they're all left-footers. Jack White and Jamie Humphreys and Lewis Dodd. You throw Latrell Mitchell into the mix, you've got 4 left-footers.
It's a lefty's paradise. Humphreys goes right, inside ball by Dodd, but that play shut down quickly by Blaze Talangi, whose defence in the second half much better than in the first. Humphreys on the last 3 short of halfway, floats a kick down to Edwards, takes it 19 out from his own goal line, heads towards the 30 and beyond, beats 1 Edwards, and now claimed 10 short of halfway. There's 13 minutes to go, and Penrith leads 24 points to 6 as the Panthers work at right edge. Backwards there does Garner, and dump backwards even further, 10 short of halfway. Just couldn't find the right route. Plays the ball now to, in fact, that was Schneider. There's a heap of blonde-haired chaps out there, lookalikes from a distance. Kenny goes right to Alamotti. There's Garner, and Luke Garner ran straight, tackled by Tallis Duncan. 10 metres in south half, 9 in from the western touchline. Cole dummy half. Goes left to Edwards to Leota, straight into the defence of Hubner and Saliba Havili is back on the field. 31 out from the south line. Last tackle Penrith. Kenny goes left to Schneider, the kick from 30 out. Very shallow to the wing of Munro. Taken by Tom Jenkins. A wraparound ball meant for Papali was a bad pass. Papali went without it. South diving a 10 out from their own line. 24-6 Panthers, 12 left.
Great take there by Lukey Garner. Was that Garner, not another look?
No, that was Jenkins.
That was Jenkins. He gets up nice and high, but comes down with a great take. It just couldn't get that pass right. Papali was flying through, but just had to reach back to get it. If he catches that on his chest, he's gone onto the post. Nice take.
So now it is South Sydney, 12 metres short of halfway, down 24-6. It feels like it's been 24-6 for about 4.5 hours, Luke. It comes to the left of Jacob Host, and he scored 3 metres short of halfway, but only came that way in the 50th minute. We're in the 69th now. Here's White, in the left foot kick downfield, floats down to Edwards, runs into it, takes it well on his 20, passes it left to Jenkins or Garner or Cole or someone else, but it is Jenkins, I'm only kidding. Got the pass away to Casey McLean, and confronted by Lewis Dodd, dragged down 3 short of halfway. Good field position here for Penrith. Dummy half plays to Lungy, goes right to Dylan Edwards. Luke Garner is actually with a trainer in back play as Penrith crossed into South territory by Edwards, 3 metres in. Caught centre field by Totola, played to Kenny, goes right to Alamotti. Right foot step into Hubner and Totola, 38 metres out from the Rabbitohs line. 4 tries to 1 to the Panthers. Comes left Smith on the inside to Isaiah Papali'i. He's wrapped up 30 metres away. Now Kenny switches it back to the left to Schneider. He just turns around in a circle, goes back to Papali. He says, hang on, I just had to hit him. He goes right to Edwards. Edwards steps straight past Havili. Then he accelerates past another. Dragged down by Host, 13 out. He's having a blind to Dylan Edwards. On the last, Kenny goes from dummy half. Goes left to Schneider, short ball to Smith. Back to Schneider, flick pass along the ground to Kenny. He dribbles it out the back to Smith, then away to Edwards. Edwards composes, crossfield kick looking for Alamotti, taken by Tat. Beats one, that round ball away to Duncan down the touchline. He slips, saves the defender. Another pass back to White, who scored 20 out from his own line. 10 to go. Penrith 24, South 6. Down to the touchline, Jonathan Vincent Gibbs.
Well, those two, they just fell over simultaneously. Tallis Duncan and Luke Garner, they almost crashed into each other. It's livened up a little bit. It's like a game of touch at the moment.
There's the Bunnies going to the right edge. Well, I guess they have to play touch. South do. Munro, dummy half. Picks it up, goes himself over the 40. Straight through Schneider. Now tackled 6 short of halfway. 4 tackles into the set for South. Their only try coming in the 5th minute of the second half to Liam LeBlanc. Havili goes right to left and White is cleaned up by Schneider just short of halfway. Last tackle South. Left foot kick from the dummy half. Humphreys down to the northwest corner. Edwards tracks it back. Sits up onto his chest. 8 out from his own line. Heads over the 10 towards the 20. Never got out of second gear, Dylan Edwards, as he was met by a wall of defenders, including Lewis Dodd and Saliba Havili. About 22 out from the Penrith line. Hey, to Mitch Kenny goes left to Tom Jenkins. And Jenkins is caught on his own 30. Neil says if you've got $1 for every time someone accused you of mispronouncing players' names, you'll be able to buy luxury yacht and sail around the Pacific. Well, Neil, I wouldn't mind if that was the case.
I wouldn't do it for CC.
13 short of halfway. I'll take the luxury lot. Got Louis, and I reckon you'll come out for a day too. It's Papa Lee. We'll go and still nice, beautiful flat day.
Yeah, sweet.
3 short of halfway. Have a few prawns. I don't like oysters, but you can have them. Now it's Garner, tackled 9 metres in South Territory. Now my mind is off in the Mediterranean or somewhere. Kenny goes left to Talangi, the kick from 41 metres out on the last. And the whistle's gone because of an incorrect play to ball. This game is really grinding out. 8 minutes 15 left. Penrith 24, South 6, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, it has been a very slow 20 minutes, to say the least. I reckon but I think it's because it's going back and forth. It hasn't been a whole heap of stoppages, but it's just not a whole lot going on. South are doing a good enough job to get out of their own end and get to a kick, and Penrith are just not having the skill to finish the last pass to put South Sydney right away. So, yeah, it's a little bit bland.
You aren't, though, Louis. That's the good news. As you recover from your cramp, Totola sends a pass on the ground, scooped up by Hubner, got the ball away, left to Host, and Host runs into Garner and Smith and Alamotti. 37 out from the Penrith line, 19 in from touch western side, played to Whiten, goes centre field right, Hubner away to Humphreys, but Sorensen surrounds him with Talangi, drives him to the deck, 38 out. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Played to Dodd, goes left to Lockie Hubner into Lindsay Smith. Tackled, 30 out from the Penrith line. Centre field, last tackle, South Sydney. Humphreys dummy half, goes right to Dodd, puts up the left foot kick, but it's well short of the goal line. And the ball is Casey McLean had a shot. He dropped it, picked up now by South Sydney's Jai Arrow, and Casey McLean just about cost his team a try there with that drop. The ball's played a metre out, May still. Oh no, they've lost it in the first, have they?
Got no advantage because we haven't got the play the ball. First knock on Penrith.
That's no advantage.
That's a GR.
No
come
advantage.
on.
He ran dead set
South
11 metres.
And got up to play the ball. Jared Sutton.
Where do you want the scrum, Jack?
Seriously, and he gets the reward for jumping over the football like a cat in a hot tin roof trying to play. That is a stupid decision.
Can you do a captain's challenge with that?
Would you bother with 6.5 to go? John Gibbs on the touchline.
Yeah, well, that is, very subjective, isn't it, the interpretation rule, but after he gets up and plays the ball and mucks that up, how many things do you want him to do wrong? That's ridiculous. But nevertheless, they get another opportunity to score some more points. They won't be winning, but they could score another try.
Here they go. They win the scrum. Humphrey sends it right to Aiken. Got the pass away to Munro. He's a flick pass machine in this game, Ewan Aiken. And Munro, they tackle 14 out from the line and 5 in from the eastern touchline by Talangi. Now South's working left. Humphreys away to Tola. Marches into Leota and Lindsay Smith, and still going to be to finally put to the ground. 5 metres out with help from Isaiah Papali'i. Now Humphreys sends it left to Hubner. Juggle, catch. He's got it, 10 metres out. Right in front of the left upright. Humphreys dummy half as the clock ticks down. 5.5 to go. Kepi on the burst. Smith takes him down low. Help over the top from Leota. 4 metres out from the goal line. Played to Humphreys. Goes right to Hubner for the goal line. Great tackle to Lungy. It's like he's a different dude in this second half defensively. He's been terrific in this second 40. Last tackle, South. Oh no, he's got a Louis. Jai Arrow's done a Louis. His left hammy's cramping, but he's going to play the ball. It comes to the left to Lewis Dodd. Crossfield kick. Well short of the line again. Duncan got there first and spilt it. Picked up by Penrith. Over the 20, over the 30 goes Snyder. And knocked to the ground by Whiten, too short of halfway. 5 left. And the scoreline 24-6 to Penrith. Played to Cole. Goes left to Edwards away. Kenny links up with Talangi. 2 halfway to McLean to Sorensen. Playing there at left centre, Scott Sorensen in the tackle. Great pass back to McLean. Accelerates past Humphreys. He's over the 20. Casey steps past Johnston like he's a turnstile. He's over. Oh, that's brilliant skills. Brilliant speed. Brilliant evasive quality. Casey McLean. 4.5 to go. Game, set, bingo. The Panthers are winning a 6th straight. 4.5 left. Penrith 28, South Sydney 6. What about that effort from Casey McLean, Louis?
Oh, that was outstanding there from Casey McLean, but it all started down the other end. Schneider picks up the ball, runs about 50 metres, quick play the ball, then a shift straight over that left edge. Sorensen comes up with a great pass. There's 3 South Sydney players on him, but McLean just gets the ball nicely, gets a little bit of an out, sort of off his right foot, gets him on the outside, comes back, straightens up. I thought he was going to go a 2-on-1 and draw him past, but he comes off his left foot, comes back infield, and burns all South Sydney players, all ends up, scores a try right next to the post. Brilliant skill there from Casey McLean, and great finish there from all the Panthers. A really good skill across the whole board.
Yeah, for Penrith. Wow, how's your McLean is showing. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Oh, he's sparkling, isn't he? There's no doubt about that. And he had the teeth, the molars breezing there in front of the big screen. You could see it running. He's trying to link with Tom Milky Jenkins.
That might be enough about the toothpaste, Dad.
Yeah, okay.
Or have you got another one?
No, I'll stay out of that. But
that was very good day, Gibbsy.
He's only 19, Casey McLean, and he lost his confidence for a while. He's got it back though in spades.
So here's Dylan Edwards, 11 out. I thought you might have a rinse in there or something. 28-6. Dylan Edwards, who's been brilliant, and he's kicked 4 from 4. He's 11 out, 5 or 6 to the left of the post. In he comes and he kicks the goal. He's 5 out of 5, and the touch judges' flags were up, Louis. Casey Badger, and who's the other one?
I think that is Ziggy.
Full name, come on.
Oh, I forgot the last part, because I'm so used to call him Ziggity.
Ziggity.
You always try and throw me on the bus with that name, don't you?
Oh, Big Nev.
This is a Big Nev.
Big
Nev.
Klasa Adevsky. Kick-off coming to South. 3 minutes 33 left. And it's all Penrith. Leading by 30 points to 6 over South Sydney. 0467 920 222. We'll get to your text. We'll win until 10:30. These are 50 minutes. Penrith dropped the ball hopelessly there as Papali'i gets in the road of Jenkins or vice versa, and it comes back for South. 28 out. Around the grounds, Brisbane Lions lead the Western Bulldogs by 3 goals, 70 to 52 in the third term. The South Sydney centre field, 30 metres away. Ball played to Humphries, goes left to Hubner. Runs on the line and offloads to Host. Nearly got through a huge gap, but he's put down 8 metres out. He'll play the ball now to Humphries. Short side left to Tallis Duncan. Runs into Dylan Edwards, made first contact with him. Stands in the tackle a metre away. Humphries will come back the open side right. Does so now to White and away centre field to Hubner, who dummies his way into Leota and Smith. 9 out from the goal line. Dummy half Humphries. Which way will he go? Centre field, he goes to the right. Lewis Dodd takes on the defence. Swarm to the ground by Leota. 4 out last tackle South. Dummy half Humphries. Moses Leota just gave away the most stupid February start and becomes defendant. He just lay offside and did not move.
No, he didn't really. He was on his knee, and if he did get up and he threw the ball, I don't know. I thought he was in a bit of a situation. If he just stayed there frozen, like he was freeze, that's what he was doing. He stayed there frozen.
Yeah, and you know what he did? He stayed deliberately offside. Are you suggesting he was damned if he did?
I think he was. Yeah, I do.
Okay, South with it. 3 metres out. 2 minutes to go. Penrith 30, South 6. Ball played Humphries. Sends it left. Hubner away to White. Left foot step. Got straight past Patea into Leota. 11 out right in front of the northern post. Can Souths give their fans something to cheer about at the end of all this? Humphries goes left to Hubner. Marches into Edwards and Lindsay Smith. Now on the deck. 3 out for the goal line. 1 minute 42 left on the ticking clock. Humphries. Burrows from dummy half. And he's short. Ran straight into Leota. And that other defender is Lindsay Smith, right next to the left upright. Slow play the ball to Whiten. Whiten puts in a stab kick. Alex Johnson after it. I thought he's a mile offside. Has he grounded it?
Inside the line, I don't know about the grounding.
Jared Sutton sounds like he's going to send it to the bunker. No, he points to the spot. He doesn't know about the grounding, but he points to the spot. 1 minute 11 to go. Penrith 30, South 10. Now, if this try is given and confirmed, it'll be number 207 for the King of Stadium Australia, even though we're not there tonight.
I'm not confident he gets this down from very first view. I thought he knocked it on, but...
No, he knocked it. He got it down.
Let's have a look here. Did he get it down?
I thought he might have been offside.
No, he gets it down.
He's all right. Mate, if anyone knows how to get a ball down, it's Alex Johnston. He's done it now 207 times.
He's onside too.
So, 61 seconds to go. Try to South Sydney, and it's now Penrith 30, South Sydney 10. But Dibsy, Alex Johnston gets further closer.
Well, that's another highlight there for Alex Johnston. He's missed the last couple of weeks, and he did a good job there to get to the ball. Oh, look, in the fullback position, he's done a really good job because his forwards have been bashed. They haven't had much real good quality ball, but he's shown some real glimpses. And well done to Alex Johnston. We're only 6 away from the record now. 5 to equal.
Does he get it this year?
Yes, I reckon he does. Here's Jamie Humphries, 18 out, 15 in from the western touchline, 33 seconds to go. Left foot kicker, strikes it off the upright, bounces into the field of play, no goal. He's 1 from 2, Penrith 30, South 10, with 26 seconds to go. Do you reckon he gets it this year?
How many games are left?
Well, there's 7 rounds left.
Yeah, okay, 7 rounds he gets it.
And it's 5 to equal 6 to break. What about you, Gibbsy?
I think he'll get it because, look, he scored a try tonight and they really haven't looked like scoring many. He's still been able to sneak one tonight.
Yeah.
Did they end up allowing all the crowd to run on, or?
Well, we haven't
heard anything yet. I reckon they should just run on anyway. They can't find them all.
I'm with you. I think it'd be great. I'd rather it be controlled.
Yeah, true.
But But it's hard to plan, isn't it? Because you never know. He could score 5 tries next week and equal the record. I mean, he's done it before. Here's the kickoff coming from Dylan Edwards. Or he may not get it till next year. Kickoff taken, 7 out from the goal line by Dodd. Spins it left to Johnston, sends a pass away to nobody. About 20 metres to the left, bounces to Tass, then away to Duncan on the left wing, struck away from Schneider and fell over. That looked exactly like my little kitten at home, the way he just fell to the ground there. Duncan, 2 out from his own line. Plays it, comes right to Toller. And he's held up 8 metres out. 1 second, no seconds to go. And Penrith continues its march in this second half of the season. 6 wins in a row. They've beaten South Sydney 30 points to 10, relegating the Rabbitohs to 7 straight defeats, one off Wayne Bennett's all-time worst streak, which has happened a couple of times. 30 points to 10, Penrith over South Sydney after leading 18-0 at half-time. For the Panthers, 3 tries in the first half, 2 in the second. Paul Alamotti scored in the 14th minute, Dylan Edwards in the 17th, Casey McLean in the 37th, Dylan Edwards' second try in the 50th minute, Casey McLean's second try in the 76th. Dylan Edwards 5 from 5, a haul of 18 points, 2 restarts and an unsuccessful challenge. For South Sydney, try scored by Liam LeBlanc in the 45th minute, Alex Johnston in the 79th minute, Jamie Humphries 1 goal from 2 attempts, Jack Whiten on report for a high tackle and Dylan Edwards in the 27th minute, 1 restart, no challenges. The penalties finish at 3 apiece and the crowd 11,836 after Cronulla Sutherland beat the Roosters 31-18. Penrith has beaten South Sydney 30 points to 10, and no matter what, they'll be in 6th place at the end of round 20 with 8 rounds to come. So, we'll get all the reaction on field by Gibbsy. Casey McLean, what a game he had, the young setter. And what's so pleasing about it for this youngster is the way he turned around a poor start of the year. He's not lacking confidence or skill now, John Gibbs, and he's with you.
No, his 21st game in first grade. He's only 19 years of age and he's up to 11 tries. Casey, things are going well.
Yeah, I think today showcases just teams finally come together, that connection. I think we kind of drew a line against Knights. I think everything from there, I think just gone up. I think the intensity at training and then the intensity of also the boys holding each other to account. I think that's gone through the roof, but also I think just connection as a whole team starting to come together.
Yeah, Casey, it shows that's 7 wins in a row, 6 wins in a row, should I say, 7 losses in a row for South Sydney, and you owed them one from round 4. But on your own form, it's hard for a seasoned professional to be consistent. You had a bit of a lapse there earlier on, and you've got your confidence, your mojo back. What turned it around?
Well, I think a few chats of coach, he's in the position where he is now. He doesn't lead this team around the five grand finals for no reason. He kind of gets the best out of me. I think, he kind of tells you what needs to be happening. I think I kind of took that in as a growth mindset. Everything he said I need to do, they kind of try to take it a bit personally and kind of just get better every day.
And the other player that's really burst into action the last couple of months, your left-hand side teammate, Thomas Jenkins. How well's he going?
Oh, Milky, he's been killing it. The story of its own, but honestly, I'm just as proud of him as anyone else in the world is. He's delved the path that he is, that he is from. But honestly, I couldn't be more proud of him as not even just a player, but as the person he is. He's been killing it. And honestly, I 100% believe he deserves it all.
Now, finally, you've got plenty of firepower to come back for the game against West Tigers next week. But what about one of your skippers tonight, Dylan Edwards? He had a night out.
Yeah, man, he killed it. I kind of think he led from the front. He's the one that's he says he does. He kind of leads from the front, which I think he did exceptionally well today. He's not one of our leaders at our club for no reason. I think that kind of showcased today as well.
Well played, Casey. A couple of tries, another big win. Thanks for joining ABC Sport. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Casey McLean down there with John the Teapot Gibbs. Just the stats for Dylan Edwards. I'm just going to give these to you. 33 runs, 292 metres, 1 offload, 2 line breaks, 2 tries, 5 goals from 5 attempts. That's not bad for the Penrith co-captain who's with you, Gibbsy, right now.
Well, I was wondering, it could be 33 runs, millions of metres. Dylan, some sort of game. I mean, it was a good win for you boys to keep that momentum going, but you took it upon yourself to lead from the front.
Didn't really feel like that. It's just how the game sort of flowed, I think. There's a bit of a holding pattern there, and periods of the first half and then a lot of that second half was sort of just battling it out, and it was sort of, the ball was in play a lot, and I'm lucky enough to get a few touches there.
You're back to the old form in terms of defence. The last couple of months when you've been in this winning run, you're keeping sides to 10 points. You're being miserly again. That's the key to it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think it's twofold as well. I think we're completing well. We're not too ill-disciplined at the moment down their end and giving them cheap leg ups down our end and putting yourself under pressure defensively like that. So it works both ways. Yeah, we're scrambling well and we're doing a lot of things well defensively, but in attack we're completing well and playing the ball down that end of the field as well.
And when you scored that try off Luke Garner, they'd almost scored two in quick succession. You might have got yourself in a bit of an arm wrestle, but that saved the day. Luke Garner, he's a Mr. Fix-It for you boys.
Garner, yeah, he's a great player. I can't wrap him enough. He works so hard. He's just good skill. He can fix up an edge out in centres, or he can play back row like he's like an elite back rower in that competition. So he's great having that club.
Dylan, just at training, what's the sense of how it was when things weren't going well to how it is at the moment? Is it sort of palpable?
At training?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. I think we just weren't trained to a standard that we needed to be. We didn't think it at the time, but we sort of, looking back on it now, yeah, we just weren't intense enough for training and weren't holding each other accountable enough for training, which is disappointing to not sort of nip it in the bud a little bit quicker than we did, but we're holding each other to account now.
Well played, Dylan. See you here next Saturday against the West Tigers.
Sounds good. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, very honest responses there from Dylan Edwards, who had a whale of a game. So now we've got Penrith next week, as Gibbsy mentioned, take on the West Tigers, and the South Sydney Rabbitohs, who remain only one win ahead of the Gold Coast Titans in the wooden spoon position. They are in Gosford hosting Cronulla Sutherland next week. All right, let's continue with the player reaction on field. Back down to you, Gibbsy.
Yeah, Luke Garner joins me. I just said things are going well. He said, I'm doing my best. You're doing better than that, Luke. I mean, the team's in form, but you must be particularly pleased with your own form as well.
Yeah, I think so. You know, obviously a short turnaround this week, and we didn't get a whole heap of training on, so it was just a lot of conversations, a lot of video, and it was nice to capitalise on some of those things we saw.
You're a good try scorer. You're a good hole runner, but you set up a good one for Dylan. That was I just spoke to Dylan. That was an important one because they'd almost scored two tries. You come up the other end and sort of put a gap in it again.
Yeah, I mean, so we got a little punch in the face there just after half time. If we could have avoided that, would have been nice, but to get another try sort of quickly after they scored was a good feeling. I feel like we gained a bit of momentum again, and they sort of carried the rest of the game, I suppose.
I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it's a pretty good place you find yourselves in now. The defence is back. You're winning game. That's 6 in a row. You've got Nathan, Isaiah, Liam, Isaac Tungo. Plenty of players to come back. I'm probably missing one there as well, but it is looking good.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. Credit obviously to the boys that come in and step up, man. They do an excellent job, and they did again tonight, and then they have since all our origins of players have been back. But it'll be good to have those sort of quality players come back too. Looking forward to it.
Just finally, on a young bloke, Casey McLean. How good's he? He's 19. Unbelievable.
It's insane, man. When I was 19, I was probably half his size, half his weight, and looks a lot worse than he does. He's an excellent talent. He's getting better every single week, and you can see it's sort of growing in confidence as the years go on.
He is indeed. You're blossoming as well. Well done, Luke.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Is having a fine year. Luke Garner speaking there with John Gibbs here at Western Sydney Stadium. We've got plenty of time left, Johnny, if you want to snag another one down there, mate, before you return. Depends on how cold you are. Penrith 30 beat South Sydney 10. Alex Johnston did score for the Rabbitohs, and that gives him 207 tries, 5 behind now Ken Irvine. And Ken Irvine set that record many moons ago with 212. Alex Johnston is 5 behind on 207. And really, really lovely to hear about the letter exchange through the week between he and Ken Irvine's brother, Peter. So that's still to come for Alex Johnston. 5 tries away. Paul Alamotti was running around a New South Wales Cup not that long ago. Now he's doing amazing things. That first try of the game, Gibbsy, was a brilliant chip and chase, and here he is with you now.
Yeah, great chip and chase. He's having a bit of a laugh with Thomas Milky Jenkins. Things are going well, Paul.
Yeah, look, a couple of weeks ago we drew a line in the sand and wanted to turn things around, and since then we've been pretty good, but we don't want to hang our hat on what we've achieved so far, but it's time to just kick on from here.
And you must have been thrilled with your little chip and chase there. You got in behind, a good ball back. To'o's done a good job. You've put it over the top and scored. Well done.
A bit of luck helps. I mean, kicked the ball and the ball managed to bounce my way, so I actually thought I kicked it dead, but fortunately enough, the ball was on my side, so pretty fortunate.
You ran so fast because you thought it was going to go over the dead ball line. You got there. This side is all of a sudden, I mean, it's been an amazing 3 or 4 months. The change. Let's go back to round 4 against South Sydney. We use this game as a comparison. 28-0 they led you at half-time. I know you mounted a bit of a comeback. You led 18-0, and that's probably the difference. It's been huge.
Yeah, definitely. We learned a lot of lessons that night, and I feel like from then on we were able to learn even more lessons with the teams that we first followed by them. But yeah, like I said, the last couple of months have been pretty good, and we're on the right track at the moment. But we've just got to keep getting better. The comp's so close, and everyone, the competition's up for grabs. So we're no different, and we know what we need to do to get ourselves back to the top.
I know you'll fill in anywhere, and when Brian To'o went, you moved from the centres out on the wing. Where do you prefer play? I mean, you've had grand final wins on the wing. You've been all over the place. You swapped sides in that grand final and everything last year. Where do you enjoy playing the most?
Look, at the moment, I'm just happy to be in the 17. Just trying to find my way, perform week in, week out. But to be honest, that's not really that's not at the forefront of my mind. I just want to play every week, and whatever coach has in store for me, then I'm willing to play. So whatever jobs I've got in store for me week in, week out, that's all I can do.
Well done. Thanks for joining ABC Sport. Things are looking good. Well done.
Appreciate it. Thanks, mate.
Paul Alamotti there with John Gibbs, who'll now join us back in the broadcast box. The game finished very early. We're with you until 10:30 tonight. Penrith 30, South Sydney 10 earlier. Cronulla Sutherland 31 beat the Roosters 18. We'll get a wrap-up from Brett Sprigg and Dean Hallertau, who called the action at Shark Park shortly. But we need Luke Lewis, your ABC Player of the Year points, although I've already put in Penn, who I'm sure is going to get 3.
Yeah, well, it's a no-brainer, really. Dylan Edwards was a machine tonight, absolutely on fire. And those stats just back it up, but you didn't even need to look at stats to see the way that he played tonight. He was everywhere.
Look, I can't remember seeing that stat 33 carries before.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's a lot.
I know he's ran over 300 plus metres.
No, the metres he's done better than the 290, whatever it was I said, but the 33 carries seems a lot.
Yeah, a lot of carries, a lot of work. You know what he does do really well too? He always takes last place. He gets to the middle of the field. So when he plays the ball, he doesn't have to be in the kick chase line, which gives them 12 players in the kick chase line, and he's already back in position when they get downfield. So
I now know exactly what the tackle count is when he does that.
Every time. I reckon if he has a run on play 3, I think the referee's going putting his hand up.
Yeah, what's doing? I must have missed
last play. But yeah, he gets my 3. He was brilliant. I went Casey McLean for 2. I thought he was really, really good on that edge. He finished off some tries, brilliant, defended really, really well. So he got my 2. And Luke Garner got 1. I thought he was excellent, but there was a lot of lookalikes out there as well. So that looked like Luke Garner, but he seemed to be everywhere tonight.
Yeah, looking from this angle, a lot of blonde heads, weren't there? Blonde,
but he came up with that beautiful little pass there to sort of really ice the game to finish it off with that pass to Dylan Edwards. But ran some beautiful lines, really good defence on the edge. But his communication on the edge, especially when he's playing 4, you can see that they're all listening to him. So it's a really good work, great leadership. He gets 1.
So Penrith 30, South 10, 3 points in the ABC Player of the Year to Dylan Edwards, 2 to Casey McLean, and 1 point Luke Garner. From a Rabbitohs perspective, Louis, they're second last. I mean, this has been a horrible year for them, a horrible return for Wayne Bennett as coach. And it started in the pre-season, didn't it, with injuries to Cameron Murray particularly, and also Latrell Mitchell giving him a delayed start to the year, and it's just continued on and on and on, particularly guys like Cody Walker and Campbell Graham. We've barely seen them in 2025. But is it just that? Because you're not used to Souths coming second last, and that's where they're planted at the moment.
Well, there's a lot of teams out there with a lot of injuries and a lot of big name players. Now, obviously,
look at the Dolphins.
South Sydney, Dolphins, and they're playing really good football. But in saying that, I feel like the guys that you're talking about are in key positions. Like Cam Murray's a huge loss for him. That leadership around the middle of the field, that ball playing through the middle of the field, his contact, everything. That's a big one. Not having Latrell Mitchell on the field, it definitely hurts him because he's just that intimidating. He's got some really nice skill.
Even Jai Gray.
Jai Gray's the same. His speed. And then you got Cody Walker when he's playing well. Everyone around him's playing well. So yeah, definitely doesn't hurt South Sydney. But that's an excuse. If you ask them players down there, they'll be going, no, it's an excuse. We've still got a job to do. We still get paid to turn up and train every day and put in our preparation and get out here on the field and get a job done. I just feel that their confidence is so far down at the moment. They need to win a couple of dirty, ugly games to get off the bottom. And then maybe if they do that, they might slowly get back that confidence that they need to win games.
Because John Gibbs, welcome back to you, mate. They've lost 7 in a row. They play, I think it's at Cronulla in Gosford next week. You know, this could really spiral out of control.
It could, and you talk about Wayne Bennett and the pressure he's under. They have had lots of injuries, and you mentioned the Dolphins. They've lost. They're the impressive side, the Dolphins, when you consider where they are. But he's never finished worse than 13th. In a competition. 13th is the worst he's gone. But he's up there now. 7 losses. He's done that. He's done that a couple of times in Newcastle, and Brisbane. He's lost 8. So he'd be in a world of hurt. He says, I don't feel the pressure. He'd have to be.
Yeah,
he really would. And when we talk about Alex Johnston, and they had another key player, Keon Columtangi, out tonight. So that's another one who's been going well even when the times were lean. But Alex Johnston, without Latrell Mitchell, without Cody Walker, he's going to have to score him himself. He's going to have to do what he did tonight.
Yeah, and he did play pretty well at fullback, I've got to say.
He did.
So Bennett's never finished worse than 13th. They're 16th now on 16 points. The team coming 13th is Newcastle on 16 points. So they might only have to jag a win or two to save Wayne Bennett from that record getting worse.
They could have, but the Sharks, good win over the Roosters, and they're on a roll now. They played them in Gosford, and they're going to be playing sides. Some of these sides, they've got so much to play for, and that makes it really hard for them. They can spoil the party, but they're down on troops, there's no doubt.
Tuning in late, what was tonight's crowd? If you mean from this game, it was only 11,836. And look, the Penrith fans have voted with their feet, Louis. I go back to the start of the year when you said that was one of your concerns with Penrith this year. Losing Panthers Stadium, where they sold out just about every home game. And Penrith fans have voted with their feet. They're not coming here. They don't want to come here. And they've got this for this year and next.
Yeah.
And so they're doing my point being, sorry, Louis, is they've now won 5 in a row at this ground. I think that's credit to the playing group.
Yeah, credit to the playing group. But the Panther fans do need to travel. If they're out there listening, you've got a team that's won 4 grand finals straight. You've got a team now who's won 6 games straight in the NRL in this competition this year that are starting to come from absolutely nowhere that can win 5. They need them. They need their supporters there, and they need to travel. At the end of the day, they're going to have a beautiful stadium in 2 years' time, and it'll be all forgotten about. But at the moment, they've got to get off. They've got to get out here, and they've got to start supporting this team, considering what they've done for him over the last 5 years.
Yeah, but it's clear they don't really want to.
Yeah, but
come out here.
Not good enough.
0467 920 222. David Koff says McLean and Talangi coming of age just in time for the finals run. Could this be a lineup that can compete with the Storm and Raiders? Asked Tiger Dave.
Definitely.
Well, again, this team, this squad, this group, this coach, they know they can win games in September and most importantly October. They know they can.
Remember a couple of months ago we were all having those questions, do you think they're gone? And no one really wanted to commit, did they?
But you felt it deep in the pit of your guts they were gone.
There might have been a few who wrote them off, but it was just a matter of time, and just in the nick of time, they got things back on keel.
So I didn't think their attack was anything special for the most part. They did produce some really good things in attack that led to tries. But, Louis, that impresses me again, only conceding 10 points, and yet here they scored 30 in the end.
Yeah, I think Dylan Edwards nailed it, because at the start of the year, they always talked about how they prepared at training during the year and how they applied themselves, and it took them a while to nip it in the butt, and they've done that. But you can tell...
Nip it in the what?
In their backside.
No, the bud.
The butt. What did I say?
Bud is the expression.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've always thought it was the other word.
Butt, no.
Oh, there you go.
Leave your nipped butt out of it.
Oh, there you go. Well, you learn something new every day.
Dictionary. Please add.
But they've come out here and they've obviously really just worked on their defence. Get their defence right, everything will flow. Let's make sure we get the ball the other end. If we make mistakes, do it up that end. Don't give leg ups. And they've just brought back into it, and they're slowly starting to get that confidence. You get a team with all this experience, full of confidence at the back end of the year, it's quite scary.
Well, maybe that's the reason you're getting your high cramps today, because you keep nipping in the butt. Sorry, you were saying?
No, I was going to say, Louis giving us a bum steer. So 68 points now they conceded in that six match,
games, yeah.
That 6-match winning streak. And
because prior to that, they had no resilience.
They were letting in 30.
Yeah.
It's just, it was crazy. But anyway, they're back, and they've got all of those players to come back now. So things are looking good now. I don't think Brian To'o is too serious either. It's just something he's been carrying. So, I mean,
it looks like he could have.
If it was,
3 weeks off,
he would have come straight off.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused.
What?
I can't believe it's Bud.
Nipping it and Bud.
Mate, you're as bad as my wife at getting those expressions. Slightly incorrect.
I feel like the text would have agreed with me.
Well, let's have a look. I'll just refresh messages.
I'm with Luke. I thought I was nipping in the and not in the butt.
0467 920 222.
Pay in the butt, nip in the bud.
No, I don't have any of those responses yet. Hi, Andrew Gibbs in. Luke, good to see Garner getting some recognition. He's been immense for the Panthers this year. Best fill-in player for the Panthers since Sean Putty Steed. Shane. No, Sean Putty Steed.
Steedy, yep.
From the Black Panther. Hey, Maury, Louis Gibbsy, I'm backing the Panthers for the grand final. Juicy odds, Louis. I think you missed the mark with Jenkins. What was that in terms of 3-2-1s?
He was close.
Essentially.
He was very, very, very close. You can even ask Maury. I had him penciled in.
You did? I thought you were giving him.
That was the only reason. There was 2 people had penciled in, which was Luke Garner and Jenkins. But then John Gibbs made the sort of...
Did he sway you with his order of interview?
Yeah, because when he interviewed him, he obviously had Dylan Edwards and he had McLean, which were in my 3-2-1. And I had Jenkins and Garner. He interviewed Garner, persuaded my vote to Garner.
Well,
that's good. I think
the influence you have, Jonty.
I know, that's good. Just on case
you nipped Tom Jenkins in the butt, by the way, with that.
He was having a good old joke with Paul Alamotti. So they got that swagger again, which is a good thing. Casey McLean, I've got to say, hadn't spoken to him apart from just saying hello, well played or something, but he was impressive. He's 19. He knew what was going on.
He did. I love how he's turned this season around, because we saw the precocious talent when he first came through, but then he was really ordinary, to be fair. Again, he wasn't on his Pat Malone in the opening couple of months of the season, and I wasn't sure we'd see much of him back in first grade this year, but not only is he back, he's shown us, again, with the acceleration to score that try late in the game, and some other individual moments he had, Louis. That's the true Casey McLean.
Yeah, well, that Casey McLean that you've seen tonight is the one that I used to see as a young kid coming out there at Penrith. You'd watch him play and you go, gee, this kid's ready for first grade already. And he finally got his opportunity. It was always going to take him a bit of time to find his feet. And he's still got a lot of learning to do. 19 years old or 20, just turned 20, whatever it is.
No, still
19. And he's only, 20-something games into his career. When we're talking 50 games into his career and he's got his position down pat and everything that sort of, he needs to get right, he's going to be a superstar.
So even someone like Paul Alamotti, tonight was his 49th game. It's not a lot of games. So they've got the makings of, of a really good side going forward. You know who went all right? Pat Snyder.
Yeah.
He went okay. He did his job.
Stephen from Engadine says, nip it in the bud, as in stop something before it blooms or grows.
Right. Well, Steve, I'm sort of looking for people to back me up.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Azza in Cairns. Hey, Andrew, Louis landed on his... I can't say that, but it reminds... it sounds like a former Sri Lankan fast bowler. Hey, Andrew, Louis landed on his... with that one. Yes, that's right. Azza in Cairns. 0467 920 222. 0467 920 222. It is Bud, Luke, but forgiven if you come north to coach the Cowboys, says Early Cowboys.
That'd be nice up there, though.
Ben says, sorry, Luke, it's Bud. It's a gardening term to stop something in the early stages. Are you convinced yet?
No, I believe this, but I just can't believe it, like this whole time.
Hang on. You can't say that.
41 years I've been thinking it's the other way around.
You can't say I believe yous, but I just don't believe it.
Why?
Because
I believe that you're telling me the truth, but I can't believe that because in my head I can't believe like it's...
You can't believe or you can't
But when you think about it, Louis, well, are you going to be nipping someone in the butt? Well, I mean, what's happening? So you think about it sensibly, it's got to be bud. Nip it in the bud before it blossoms, as our texter said.
Around the grounds, Brisbane Lions 79, leading the Western Bulldogs 64.
Still doesn't make any sense.
In the final quarter. Okay, well, we'll let Louis, you just add it to your dictionary in the meetings.
Yep.
Then you can write in nip it in the butt for your dictionary. And I'd like to read what that means to you, because I'm not sure we can share it on air. Final quarter AFL, Brisbane Lions 79, leading the Western Bulldogs 64. You're with Luke the Dictionary Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore here at Western Sydney Stadium, where Penrith has beaten South Sydney comprehensively 30 points to 10. Meanwhile, at Shark Park, it was a really important game for Cronulla Sutherland and the Sydney Roosters, and it was the Sharks by 13 points. Brett Sprigg on the call with Dean Hallertau. Tell us all about it, Spriggy.
It was another case of TGIF for the Sharks record here in Friday night games, and this time around in a very important to both sides. The Sharks seized upon a fast and frenetic game pace. They scored first through Will Kennedy, his 50th career try in the 5th minute. The Roosters did respond with Daniel Tupou flying into the corner, and really the pace of the game didn't settle down for much of the opening 40. Teague Wilton scored, had a pretty good game overall for the Sharks. Blake Brayley had a fantastic game, made a tremendous line break from dummy half to set Nico Hines up before half-time, and James Tedesco kept the Roosters in it, as he has done all year. The first half did have a couple of casualties, with both Britton Nickera and Billy Smith failing head injury assessments, and Brayley and Aden Fanua-Blake also placed on report. The milestone man Aden Fanua-Blake in his 200th first grade game. The Roosters began well in the second half with a try through Angus Crichton to make things 20 points to 18, but from there further tries to Billy Burns, and a nice moment as well, Chris Vaiella on debut to put things beyond doubt at 30 points to 18. And then, I guess, just for fun, Braden Trindle's field goal close to full time, making it a 31-18 win for the Sharks, who see off the Roosters. They avenge their upset loss from a few weeks ago in Gosford and ensure, as I say, a 9th straight win on Friday nights in home games here at Shark Park. It also means they are back into the top 8 with an intriguing 7.5 rounds left in this NRL rounds season of 2025. Dean Hallertau saw it unfold with me on ABC Sport Shop. What impressed you most about the Sharks tonight?
Yeah, well, Sprigg, I thought, just the way that they controlled and got through their process was really obvious, particularly in that first half. They had a solid game plan. They rolled through the middle when they got quick play the balls. Blake Brayley, as we've mentioned throughout the call, he jumped out and took opportunity from quick play the balls, loose markers, and made his way downfield and brought his other players onto the ball. So that seemed like a real theme for them. The kicking game from Nico Hines and from Braden Trindle was really strong. So they really stuck to their process. Weighted possession, opportunities down, attacking the Roosters' lines. They were able to come up with points, and they went into half-time. They would have been feeling really comfortable. The second half, the Roosters jumped out, didn't they? And we thought they're going to mount a bit of a comeback, and unfortunately for them, it didn't carry on.
How good was Blake Brayley for the Sharks?
Yeah, he's outstanding, and Michael Karianis earlier in the night spoke about his career best form, and he's been a really solid performer for a long time for the Sharks. He's ultra consistent. He's very physical, super fit, but this year he's really taken it to another level. His running game's gone up. He's looking for those opportunities. He's very smart with the way he plays. His selection of passes, his times of when to run or when to just throw an early ball to his halves is usually on the money. So it's great watching him develop as a player, and he's really turning into one of the prime number 9s in the competition.
We spoke about the need for Trent Robinson to have some experience supporting Sam Walker in the halves, and Chad Townsend was that man who came in. Wasn't quite his night tonight, but for the Roosters, you gave 1 point to Fahu White, 2 for Teague Wilton, the Sharks back rower, and 1 to Blake Brayley in the ABC Player of the Year. So the Roosters, who are now 8 wins, 9 losses, stay outside the 8, and their run home gets pretty tough here. They've got the Storm at the SFS to start round 21 on Thursday night. And they've got Manly away at Brookvale. Again, you're talking about teams that are in that, competing for spots in the top 8. The Dolphins after that at Lang Park. Then they host the Bulldogs at the SFS again, sort of a month from now. then Para, then the Storm again, then South. So it's a tough run home for the Roosters for the most part, and we'll see if they can turn around the sort of form they showed here tonight, because they made just a few errors, didn't they?
Well, the easy thing with errors is they're easy to identify. Ball control is an attitude thing and an attention to detail thing, and that's something that Trent Robinson has probably prided his teams on over the years, was that attention to detail. That they haven't had that tonight, so no doubt in the review it's a bit of an accountability for that.
Just shy of 12,000 fans here to see the 31 points to 18 win here. Maury, the Sharks next are away to South at Gosford on Saturday night in round 21, but here tonight it was Cronulla Sutherland 31, the Sydney Roosters 18.
Good job, Brett Sprigg and Dean Hallertau. Thank you very much. 31-18. Sharks beat the Roosters. Blake Brayley, another outstanding performance. He's had a great year, but what about his last 5 or 6 weeks? Gosh, he's been good. And he had a chat when Spriggy and Shop and MC went off air. So this is the first time anyone has heard it. Michael Carianis with the Cronulla hooker.
I'm just with our man of the match, Blake Brayley. Blake, man of the match, mate, Dean Hallertau gave you the 3 points. What did you make of particularly your opening half? We spoke to Connor Watson after the game, and he said you just sort of carved them up in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I thought we reversed them a couple of weeks ago, and they put some points on us, and they really won the intensity battle and the physical battle early, and we know coming here they'll turn up with the same approach, and I'm so glad we could, score a few points there, show our dominance, and really back our defence. Really, those few tries came off our defence, and we're in that field position. And I'm just so glad we could show what the Sharks' defence can be, and hopefully it will be for the next few games to come.
You mentioned the defence, but a genuine part of your game was your running game, particularly in that open half. I think you ran for more than 100 metres in the first half, which is unheard of for a dummy half. Did you sense that space around the field at times?
Yeah, I feel like the last few weeks our meals are getting really good go forward, and when you got players like Sifa Talakai, Ronnie, coming out the backfield there, they generate that quick play the ball and allows me to run. That's a strength of my game, and Fritzy's been encouraging me to run, so I'm really seeing the game really clearly at the moment, and I'm really trying to show what my running game can be, and it's working well for us at the moment, so hopefully I can keep it going and keep building for the next few games.
What do you guys need to do to now make a run? You've got this season back on track. What do you need to do to finish off the regular season strong?
I think consistency. It's a big word we talk about every week, and some games are good, some games are bad, and we've shown periods where we win 2 games, but then we'll lose a couple off the back of that, so I'll definitely be spoken about, and I'm just so glad I could win tonight, and we can enjoy the milestone, boys, and hopefully we can keep that consistency going.
Enjoy the win, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Blake Brayley, he's been in such good form, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs, that he's up to 20 points in the ABC Player of the Year. That puts him outright second, 4 behind James Tedesco, who didn't get a point tonight. So you've got Tedesco on 24 points and Blake Brayley up to 20, Louis.
Yep, Blake Brayley is the key to the Sharks. If he plays good, the Sharks play good. If he doesn't play good or has a bit of a night off, Louis' running game, the Sharks don't go anywhere. He's the key to that Shark side. He's absolutely brilliant at a dummy half. He picks his times perfectly. He's so fit, you don't even realise. He does so many tackles in the middle of the field, but it's like he never gets bothered. He's just real cruisy. His tempo is brilliant. If he continues to play the way he's playing now to the back end of the year, Sharks will continue to win and play or be in most games, and I reckon he'll be putting his hand up for the State of Origin gig next year.
I agree. His dashes out of dummy half have been